So join us as we bring you one of the biggest games in season 2003.
In this place, legends are made. In this place, greatness is a regular visitor. Drawn to its legend, seduced by its lights, people come in their thousands to see games like tonight's, whose consequence demand such a stage. For 20 weeks, Collingwood and Sydney have toiled.
Roger off the ground! It's a goal! With a chance for Williams! Tarrant! Oh, what a massive launch!
He might assist in a goal here. The captain's doing it.
Rocker's got the set!
Rams it superbly. The sweetest victory of all.
They've won, lost, busted guts to be here, within touching distance of a prize so treasured. A prize which justifies days spent dreaming.
Left foot snap! He's magnificent!
The Swans, everyone's pre-season ugly duckling, the great surprise packet.
Didak twisting and turning, goal!
The Maggies, driven by last year's despair, haunted by coming so close. These two teams, head to head. With a home final on the cards, the stakes don't come much higher than this. So let another golden chapter be written in this stadium of dreams.
Well, Robert Walsh is a bit soggy, but the build-up's almost complete. What an atmosphere.
Oh, just wonderful, Stephen. Look, it reminds me a little bit about last year's grand final when we had that constant drizzle through the day. I've got a feeling that it won't harm Collingwood's chances tonight.
What about the fans everywhere? Thousands of Swans. The Magpies come from everywhere, haven't they?
Well, they do. We expect something like 70,000 people here. And when you look into the crowd, there's plenty of black and white, but there's plenty of red and white as well.
And a great venue.
Magnificent football stadium, it is. And you're really close to the action. And the players, they get a real buzz out of playing here tonight.
Now, I know you've been a while out of the game. What about, would you like to be playing or coaching tonight, surely?
I'd like to be playing. I'd like to be 25 years younger and standing around centre-half forward and take a couple of marks and kick a couple of goals. But we're dreaming, aren't we?
We are, especially me. Well, it's a special night tonight for Ron Barassi. Let's go into the commentary position with Tim Lane, and he's with Swans chairman Richard Collis.
Yes, quarters dry and warm too. Good evening to you. Just before we talk about the great man, Ronald Dale Barassi. Richard, good evening to you. The build-up to this game has been pretty warm. You and Eddie were meant to be rivals and enemies. What's going on?
Brothers.
You're kissing each other now, according to this morning's newspapers down in Melbourne.
Air kissing. I had 5 attempts and then we stopped.
Taste all right?
Great.
Let's get serious. Ron Barassi is being paraded around this ground as we speak. Now, we know he's celebrating 50 years in football, but how important has he been to the development of the game in Sydney?
Oh, look, in the time available, Tim, I don't think I can do it justice, but I think you've got to bear in mind when Ron came here into his 58th year with nothing to lose, at the peak of his reputation and fame, we were a basket case, and that probably overstates how good we were. We had nothing, and I think he gave us self-belief, and from that self-belief we developed credibility, and that came momentum, and from that momentum has given us a future. And if I can just sort of add, and I think the success of the Swans, or the future of the Swans, and the development of the game are inextricably linked. So, look, how can words justify or explain what he's done?
You arrived just after him at the start of '94. His first 2 years, the Swans won the Spoon. I think they were 12th in his third year. And his best coaching days, I think it's reasonably well accepted, were behind him. And yet he obviously made a very significant contribution.
Well, I actually arrived a few weeks after he did. Look, you can't measure Ron's contribution in terms of wins and losses. I mean, this was a guy who, as I said before, with nothing to gain, who came to a basket case club because he believed in the national competition and believed that Sydney should be vibrant and viable in this part of the world.
And it all leads to a night like tonight. It's a sellout. Will they all be here?
I don't think so, Tim, and you're one of the problems, and that is people can sit at home and watch it on TV. It's It started raining, I suppose, about 4:30, and it's been drizzling ever since. I think we'll get through 70,000. I mean, the maximum crowd's about 81.5, but what I can tell you is everything's been sold.
Richard, good to have you with us. Have a great night. May the better team win on this momentous occasion. The build-up has been truly Olympian. Sydney and Collingwood at the Telstra Stadium, the main Olympic stadium, coming up after Ron Barassi's lap of honour.
When thousands auditioned for Australian Idol, you saw the mad, the bad,
you ain't nothing but a hound dog,
and the ugly. 8:30 Tuesday in this premiere special, you're about to see something else.
No one's ever going to get tired taking photographs of you. No one's going to want to listen to you.
What if we work on it?
The Idol special you have to see to believe.
Are you happy the way you are?
Yeah.
Good. See you later.
The mad, the bad, and the ugly. Premieres 8:30 Tuesday.
What makes the Hyundai Elantra run-out sale unbeatable value? Its big 1.8 litre with air? Its drive-away price with no on-road costs? The extras that leave the Corolla, Pulsar and others behind? Or because the Hyundai Elantra now comes with free automatic? From only $19,990 drive away with free auto, Hyundai's Elantra run-out sale now on.
I used to come to McDonald's for my kids. Now I come here for my lunch.
Introducing our new chicken fold-over with succulent roast chicken breast pieces, grilled onions, shredded lettuce, melted Bega So-Light cheese, all in a seasoned flatbread and topped off with a low-fat herb mayonnaise. It's just one of the many delicious lighter options now permanently available. New Salads Plus. It's a change for good at McDonald's.
Mate, I'm so glad you're going to be with me today. Of all days. No worries. I just hope you made the right decision. No regrets? No way. It's just meant to be.
Just SMS the code from specially marked bottles of Coca-Cola and you and a mate could be going off to a once-in-a-lifetime AFL Grand Final weekend footy experience that'll blow your mind. The Coca-Cola Wild Footy Weekend. You know you want it.
Under accountant's instructions, our ski company must liquidate $500,000 worth of stock fast. Thousands of items must be sacrificed. Jackets, pants, suits, boots and accessories, some below cost. Save up to 80% on snowboard and ski wear, including Gore-Tex and on Tront technical clothing. Only at the Melbourne Showgrounds and Brighton Town Hall, Brighton, Saturday and Sunday, 9 a.m. to 5 p.m. Don't miss out.
It's a sparkling scene. If anything, the raindrops just make it dazzle that little bit more. The stage has been brilliantly set, and we know now that the stakes are higher than ever. With Adelaide having lost this afternoon, Sydney and Collingwood are playing for second position. And if they can go on and win the following week, the certainty of a home ground final on the first week of the September series. And here come the Magpies as my co-commentators Stephen Quartermain and Robert Walls stand under the blow dryer to try and warm up and dry out.
A couple of changes for the Maggies too. Malloy and McGoff are in, McKee and Cole are out, Rob.
Yes, and I think that's a good decision by Michael Malthouse, because McGough is a wet weather specialist, and Malloy, of course, is hard and tough at the footy. Probably only need the one ruckman in Fraser tonight.
Let's go down to Gerard Whateley. He's with the Magpies coach.
Mick Malthouse, home and away footy doesn't get much bigger, both in occasion and the stakes, given the Adelaide loss.
Yeah, well, that's irrelevant, really. I guess it'll be relevant on Monday, but this is fantastic for football, for a start off with a crowd like this, but we're here to win the game of footy, and that's what we're here for. I mean, there's all sorts of reasons why we're here and how great it is for footy, but at the end of the day, my job is to get the best out of my players, and their job is to get the best out of themselves.
It doesn't get much wetter either. How much does it change a week's worth of planning?
No, we've anticipated this. The Weather Bureau have been pretty accurate with this one. So the side's been picked for these conditions. We train on something very similar, so it's not foreign to us. It's just that I guess we get spoiled sometimes.
A couple of changes, McKee and Cole out of the side.
Yeah, well, it's a shame, because both boys are looking forward to the game, but they just haven't come up.
So the McGough's not a bad wet weather specialist either.
No, he's a handy one to bring up here. We were a bit uncertain about who to bring up, and as it's turned out, it's fallen his way.
Good on you, Mick. Good luck.
I think so.
Mick Malthouse. I don't know if the stakes aren't that high. I mean, he said he's playing it down a little bit, but there's no bigger prize, is there?
It's huge. The other question coming out of that interview with Gerard is, do you think they are injured, Rob, or are these changes made because of the conditions?
I would think that the conditions more than anything else, Tim, particularly with the ruckman. I think you only need the one ruckman, and that's Fraser. Malloy can do a little bit of ruck in the forward line, so too Anthony Rocker. So I don't think they needed to bring McKee. And McGough, of course, a few weeks back, he was terrific in and under. These conditions will suit him to a T.
At the moment, it's the Magpies in third spot on the ladder with 13 wins. Sydney just behind them also with 13, and they're separated by 6%.
Well, it's as close as it can be, isn't it? Collingwood haven't been away from Melbourne for something like 11 weeks. They've had 10 weeks in a row playing at the MCG and at Telstra Dome. So this is the first time they've travelled. They generally travel pretty well, the Magpies.
And here come the Swans. Most people at the start of the year had them last or second last, and they're playing for second spot. And listen to the crowd here at Telstra Stadium.
Well, it's a wonderful moment, isn't it? And I'll tell you what, Stephen, I was one who picked them to play finals footy, because I thought Paul Roos at the end of last season had done enough to suggest that he had this team well and truly on track.
The loss of Saddington, and I know Jason Ball's been missing for a couple of weeks now. What does that do to their side, their overall picture for 2003?
Yeah, it doesn't help them, because particularly Ball going out, it just means that Goods has to do more ruck work than he otherwise would like. Goods is a player who you'd like to do maybe 40% in the ruck and the rest of the time up forward. Without Jason Ball, we'll see Goods doing a lot more ruck work. Saddington missed a fair bit of football through the season, and defenders like Canelli and Barry and Matthews and Craig Bolton in particular, they've really been able to stand up and show real responsibility. Paul Roos has shown enormous faith in his players.
Let's go down to Neil Cordy, who is with the coach of the Swans.
Paul, the loss of Saddington, you're happy you can cover for him?
Yeah, look, I think so. And probably the conditions too, it's not going to hurt us as much. I don't think they're going to be able to go tall too often tonight with the rain, so that's probably going to suit our structure a bit better.
Personally, how are you feeling about it all? Probably the biggest match of your career.
Yeah, look, I think it's exciting. As I said, where the club's at, we thought it was going to be a rebuilding year, so we've just got to enjoy it, have a real dip, and the boys have been terrific this year. I think they'll give a good account of themselves.
What about the weather?
Well, it's sort of drizzly, and it'll change things a little bit. I think you'll see both sides just going a little bit more direct and trying to get it in as quickly as possible.
Paul, thanks. Good luck. Paul Roos there, a big night for him, and it's been a big week here in the Harbour City in the build-up to this match. We've seen earlier Richard Collis and Eddie Maguire getting together. Not that long ago, Richard was making very rude gestures. Now they're exchanging gifts. And Maguire there on the back of the Swans jumper. I don't know if Eddie's actually put that jumper on. Another different thing this week has been the back pages of the Sydney papers, normally dominated by rugby league in this town. Well, this week it's been a sea of red and white with some black and white thrown in as this Sydney City gets behind their red and white, and they continue to move on and beat everybody's expectations except for probably themselves. And of course, Stephen, tonight, well, Collingwood are going to have a say in how far that continues. But if the Swans get past the Pies tonight, as they get dumped on by the rain, we could be back here in a couple of weeks' time for finals.
Thanks to Neil Cordy, a man who played 237 games of AFL footy, most of those for the Sydney Swans. As Rob, we have a look at the teams for this round 21 clash.
And we look at Davis at full forward. Meiklejohn will do some ruck work for the Sydney team. Not a lot, I would expect. And then you've got the experienced players in Wakeland and Clement on that full back line. And young Johnson, he's really developing as a footballer for the Pies. Across half forward, Schneider and O'Loughlin have been in good form. Shaw and Locken, the dashes for the Magpies on the flanks. But the two boys in the key positions, Barry Hall and Jason Cloke, really looking forward to this contest tonight. Jason Cloke played well last week on Wayne Carey. Big scalp tonight for him to take. Midfield and Maxfield and Bolton have been getting plenty of ball. Jude Bolton, the #1 possession getter for the Sydney side. Woden, Buckley and Williams, that's a terrific line for the Magpies. Kirk will do a tagging job on Nathan Buckley. And you can see Buckley averaging 28 disposals a game. He's the #1 kick getter in the competition. But Brett Kirk, he gets plenty of the ball himself. A lot of quick handballs in close and is the #1 tackler in the game. Across the half-back line for Sydney, Crouch and Canali. Well, Canali just amazes us with his development as a player. Up against O'Brien and Scotland on the flanks for the Magpies. And again, the two boys in the key positions. Craig Bolton, who's come from Brisbane, has been wonderful for the Sydney Swans this year, taken on some big jobs. And Chris Tarrant, well, they don't come any bigger than that. The #1 marking player in the competition, averaging 10 marks per game. He is a star. And the back line, Matthews, Shawble and Barry. Shawble's 150th game of AFL football, shared between the two sides. Up against Didak, Rocker and Walker coming into the team for the Magpies. The on-ballers and a couple of young ruckmen in Goods and Fraser. And then at ground level, you've got the experienced Creswell and Williams, who of course is an ex-Magpie, and Paul Lacuria and Brodie Holland, who's making a name for himself as a tagger. On the interchange bench, Fosdyke, James, Roberts, Thompson and Sundquist, and Malloy coming back into the Magpies. Really pleased to see him get an opportunity. Interesting that Burns will start on the bench, and so too McGough. I think they'd be on pretty quick, and the Dasher Loney as well.
So there's the teams for this enormous clash between Sydney and Collingwood. We talked about the sea of red and white here. Don't forget the sea of black and white. They have made it to Telstra Stadium, Collingwood fans from all parts, and they got on the buses, Tim Lane, late yesterday and have made their way up to Sydney, and that's dedication for you. We'd expect nothing less from Collingwood supporters.
And another banner I've seen indicates that in typical fashion they're not missing. It's a Nick Davis traitor banner behind the goals at one end of the ground.
Well, he had the last laugh last time, didn't he?
He did indeed. He finished it off, didn't he?
Telstra Dome that night in round 6. It was the Swans defeating Collingwood by 20 points. There's the view from the skies above Telstra Stadium. Homebush Stadium, the Olympic Stadium, call it what you like, but it is a fantastic venue for football. Ron Barassi tossing the coin tonight.
Good on you, mate. I'll give you back.
So they've been accurate in front of goal all year, Sydney, haven't they, Robert Walls?
Yes, they've been very accurate. John Longmire is their forward coach, and of course he kicked 100 goals a few years back playing for the Kangaroos. And they take a lot of pride on the way that they put it through those big sticks. O'Loughlin's hit some good form in the last month, and we only have to look there at the accuracy with the goals. Fourth, well, they're ranked fourth with goals, but gee, their efficiency around the goals, no one better. And they don't waste a lot of the ball either, Tim. They really are pretty direct, particularly coming off half-back and wing.
Lee Matthews was quoted earlier in the year as saying that accurate kicking eventually comes unstuck at some stage. Well, it didn't last week, and it cost the Lions.
Well, here's the all-important top 8, and have a look at the logjam. Unbelievable, really, isn't it, with a round and a half to go?
Well, if ever you needed any incentive, it was seeing that you could grab that second spot. So it just adds a little bit more spice to this contest. And Shane Wakeland in picture. He'll be going to that full-back line. He's one of the experienced Magpie players, up around the 150 game mark.
A couple of milestones tonight for Sydney. Andrew Shawble, who began his career at Collingwood, is playing his 150th match. And Craig Bolton, who began his career with Brisbane, is playing his 50th match. So all in readiness here. Sydney has selected Collingwood 2 late changes. McKee and Cole out. Malloy and McGough in.
And as the players start to take their spots, it looks as if Meiklejohn will do the ruck work for Sydney. Now, he's the big fella wearing the helmet. And that means Adam Goods will start in the forward line for the Sydney Swans.
Shades of Justin Madden there, Tim.
Yes, people wondered why Justin would ever have needed one. So elusive was his head. In its height above the ground, that is, Justin. The umpires, Matthew James in 1, Michael Vozzo in 2, Scott McLaren in 3. McLaren will set them on their way. Collingwood to go left of screen. And here we go for second spot. Umpire McLaren tosses it. Micklejohn and Fraser. No initial outcome. Still none. And there'll be another ball up. Scott Burns going to the bench for Collingwood. He's been outstandingly consistent and durable this year. The ruckman threw it again, and Buckley this time climbing in. Matthews, the first kick was smothered. Rocker, good vigorous stuff. Maxfield, the skipper. Now Fraser, and Collingwood finally win it out of the middle. Tarrant and Bolton. Walker lining up front for Collingwood. It's slippery, almost treacherous. The Magpies deep in attack.
And straight away, Brett Kirk's gone on to Nathan Buckley.
Walker got fist on it. Well, it's a Collingwood free kick for a Shepherd.
Gee, interesting that they started Walker up forward. And we'll see the big fella get up there. And the umpire says he was shepherded out of the contest by Leo Barry, the man on the ground. And this would be a real bonus for the Magpies if the big fella, who's played mainly in defence, can kick a goal with his first kick in this game.
Tristan Walker has not kicked a goal in AFL footy. What a time to get your first. Just behind. First score to the Magpies, courtesy of the Tristan Walker free kick.
Nick Davis doing the kicking in for the Magpies. Ty Kennelly does a lot of it, but it's for the Sydney side. It's good to see Davis given an opportunity to get into the thick of the action rather than starting in a forward pocket for Sydney. Sometimes it's hard to get a touch. Paul Roos would realise that Davis is a confidence player and he just needs to get early touches.
Matthews receiving the short one. Nothing to go too short. That's not a great placement. Cloak in good position. An attacking spoil away Bree. Good centering ball. Buckley dangerous. Great hand pass. Lucuria kicks the first.
Falcon, Wheels Car of the Year. Can't get enough of this.
The former Magpie against the former Swan. Now they're in different colours. Lucuria and Williams, great start for the Magpies, and here they go again. Buckley, the quick kick out of the pack, attacking the ball was Rocker. Holland slides into it, did it beautifully. Back to Rocker, who bombs one inside 50. Walker's got the front position. Great mark.
Terrific mark in the wet conditions. Shouldn't turn his back on the man on the mark. Should turn around and open up the goals. But he's inexperienced in that position. And you can see Leo Barry just jumped a little bit too early. And Walker really didn't get off the ground. Stood, pushed back with his arms there. That was clever play. And took the juggling mark.
So Walker's only 15 metres out, as good as directly in front.
It can happen at any time. You're moving a rock, you're fixing a clock, and you're straining till you thought you'd burst. You sure got a thirst. A hard-earned thirst needs a big cold beer. And the best cold beer is Vic. Victoria Bitter. You're leading a band or shoveling sand. You can get it any old how. Matter of fact, I got it now. Victoria Bitter.
He played full back on the opening night of the season on Matthew Richardson. After that, this is his biggest night, and he's away to a flying start, as are Collingwood. Swans have only had 3 disposals of the football so far.
No tackle there. And just locked in, no tackle. Collingwood players with their strength at ground level, you just think of Buckley and Burns and Licuria and O'Brien, and they are hardened footballers. These conditions will be terrific for the Magpies.
Kirk now, Buckley's opponent, over the footy. He's not going to get it out of the air.
No tackle, ball's locked in.
Umpire McLaren gave them every chance. Malthouse would have to be pleased with the first 5 minutes. The Magpies have started superbly. And Buckley again becomes the second Collingwood ruckman in. And that's a push in the back. Williams ball. Collingwood's Williams.
Well, you called it right, Tim. Twice we've seen Nathan Buckley come over the top at the ruck contest and get a fist, belt the ball forward.
Licuria and the other Williams. Well played, Licuria and Woden. And the Magpies gain 40 metres. And it's inside their 50 again.
And what Brett Kirk will have to be conscious of is to block the Buckley run. He can't let that happen he can't let it happen 3 times in the 1 quarter, that's for sure. And I would think that the Sydney runner would be out to him.
Mickeljohn against Rocker. Shawble, the third man in. But it's snared by Didak to Woden.
Didak playing on a wing on Stewie Maxfield. And that's an interesting matchup. Didak usually plays as a half forward. One of the Magpies' goal kickers.
14 disposals to 3 so far. And that is a shocking mistake from Ty Kennelly. Didak to take it.
Now out, Alan. Here it is, back. Jude, level with me.
In fact, it's going to be Woden in the end to take the kick to Fraser. Now Tarrant does well to keep it in play. Fraser, clever tap to Woden. And up and under, into the pocket. Kirk gets there first, and the Swans are away through Creswell.
Left foot of the Williams.
The Swans just need 4 or 5 disposals in a row just to get their confidence up.
Shawble had the chance, but dropped it, and it's a good tackle by Rocker. Schneider, Cooley. Scrubbing kick, Matthews, but finds Davis. Now O'Loughlin. Clement there with the efficient spoil. Wakelin and O'Loughlin. Swans fought at the centre for the first time.
Yeah, Clement playing on Michael O'Loughlin and Wakelin playing on Barry Hall. That leaves Cloak, and you can see Cloak by himself in picture. He's on Goods, just realises Goods is back in the goal square. I better take off.
Once again, it's Fraser against Mickeljohn, who leans over the top, gets the tap, but only as far as Clement. Soccers one off the ground. Matthews to Schneider. Now a big build-up for Sydney. Their first real chance at a goal. Goods got the front position. Kept his feet. Held by Cloak.
No way. You held on to his jump up when he's trying to break away. You were both held each other, and then when he went to get the ball, you held on to his jumper. So it's a free kick, holding the man.
I think the umpire's right. You can see they're locked together there. Little soccer off the ground, and Jason Cloak just held on for a split second. The umpire at the back of picture, he saw that. Gee, have a look at the size of Adam Goods. He is a big man. Just surprises me that they didn't start him in the ruck, because Mickeljohn up against Josh Fraser. The worry with that is that Fraser will be able to push forward and be more of a marking half forward, if you like, on the big fella. But Paul Roos obviously realises that this fella can't do all the ruck work, and Mickeljohn will probably do about 30% of it.
Big chance here for Adam Goods to settle the Sydney nerves with a goal. Hits the post. Well, Leicester on the scoreboard. 2-1, plays one behind.
Clement now, long ball, lovely long ball. That'll land in the centre. It's a mighty kick. And Cloak knocks it forward of the circle. O'Brien, brilliant backhander to Fraser. Superb rebound, Collingwood. The skidding ball beating Walker. Do you have the stopwatch on that, Rob, from fullback to the forward pocket?
Well, it was a smart kick, Tim. We see the long kick. They've got the numbers. Cloak tries to knock it on. And then a clever hit out by O'Brien. Well done, Magpies.
And there is scoring chance again. Rocker to ruck this time. John there with him. Shawball gives the Swans a second man. Barry, good hand in there from Tarrant. So Collingwood continue to press.
Very good round the ruck contests are the Magpies. And Anthony Rocker is a clever ruckman.
Push out, Sydney!
So free kick going Sydney's way, and the recipient is Andrew Shawball. And he goes short to Williams. To Goods, who absolutely dominated last time these two teams met. And he finds O'Keefe.
Just getting it up with little chip passes. That's the fourth in a row. That just picks everybody's confidence up. Hear the roar when Barry Hall took the mark. The crowd love him.
So Barry Hall on centre wing. Again, just short to Williams. Now Barry, true centre half back position. Magpies have got plenty of numbers back. It's a good kick though by Barry to Shawball, who's made his way up to half forward, inside 50. Not the best of kicks. Lecura did well to feed it out to Cloak, and the Maggies out of danger.
Clever kick by Cloak. Educated ball for Shaw, and now Holland.
Chris Tarrant on a quick, long lead.
Swans have made a couple of changes. We'll check those in a moment. Walker leading a long way too, beyond the 50, and taking it over the line. As Matthews has come off, James on, and Roberts-Thompson, I noticed, has come on as well. Goods and Rocker. Davis to Creswell. Swans just starting to get into it. That's a push in the back. Again, Cloak is the miscreant. Schneider's ball behind the wing.
Barry Hall wanting it long.
That's exactly what Schneider does. It's a good kick to the Hall. Couldn't hang on to the mark in the conditions, O'Keefe. Good tackle by Locken.
What the players have to be careful of in these wet, slippery conditions is that they just don't tackle crudely. And you can just see right into the back of Wakeland, and then a little bit of a whack on the back of the head, which he wouldn't appreciate.
Holland to Clement, who drives it long. It's a beautiful kick. Walker attacks it. Good defence by the Swans. That was by Barry. Williams, great pick-up. Scotland.
Vote for your favourite AFL player and you could win a mobile phone from Telstra or a home entertainment package. SMS the full name of your favourite player to 0428 774 304. There's a weekly prize of a Sony Ericsson T68i mobile phone, which is capable of sending and receiving pictures valued at $900. Or the major prize, an entertainment package valued at over $20,000. Keep watching 10 to see if you've won. And who is this week's top AFL player? SMS now.
Worrying start for the home team. They've only been beaten once at Telstra Stadium. That by a kick by Essendon last year. Woe, brilliant piece of work. Holland now. Brave stuff. And Lecura, who kicked the first and got the ball rolling. But James is in the way for Sydney. Started on the bench. Now Barry with that elbow heavily bandaged. O'Keefe well covered by Locken, so a throw in just the Swans side of the wing. A brilliant start by Collingwood. They lead by 3 goals.
So it would be remiss of us not to mention also today the passing of an AFL legend in Captain Blood, Jack Dyer, and Tim Lane. And Ron Barassi would have a special tribute to Jack Dyer at half-time.
Yes, look forward to that for every reason. Collingwood again forward of the middle, and another ball up.
Adam Goods. Adam Goods into the ruck, Tim. John off.
Mick Malthouse have been checking in with the Weather Bureau, obviously. You realise the impeccable preparation that goes into these matches, and it's showing.
Goods. Driving, kick, looking for Hall. Look, they're just playing a lot smarter in these conditions, Robert Walls.
Well, Collingwood certainly getting distance when they get the footy, and we just see with the Swans there, they're just taking it on the boundary line a bit too much. They need to get it into that centre corridor much quicker and much earlier than they're doing.
Good news here is the rain has certainly stopped. As O'Brien, a quick kick out of the pack, only as far as Paul Williams, who marks on centre wing. Man who played 189 games in black and white colours. O'Keefe did well to spoil Wakeland in the end. Now Maxfield, great tackle by Johnson.
Yeah, and again, Sydney taking the ball wide to the boundary line. Makes it easy for the defenders. Makes it easy for the Collingwood defenders, and the tackling by Collingwood has been super.
O'Brien has a go. Now Johnson on the preferred, and it's a good kick. Buckley jostled effectively. The free kick is for a push in the back, and it's going Collingwood's way.
Go back behind Andrew.
Williams to take it.
No, he's fine, he's fine, he's fine.
Goods getting back to try to cover Tarrant.
Tarrant is the target. And Lucuria is dangerous. Kirk well wrapped up by Lucuria tackle, but he got him high.
Thank you. Thanks,
Swans under relentless pressure in the early part.
A bit too high.
Kirk goes short to James. Now Schneider, deep in defence. Hasn't got much to kick to, forced to go short to Fosdyke. Lead provided by Lachlan. Oh, too high, free kick to Holland.
Again, going wide when they're coming out of defence, Sydney.
We don't need to come in. I'm giving it ground.
Getting a bit frustrated, the Swans.
It's Paul Lucuria with the football. Goes sideways to Shaw. Wakeland's free on the wing. Now to the 50, Rocker. Takes the sliding mark. So once again, smart football by Collingwood.
Not beyond him, Anthony Rocker. And from memory, Tim, was it something like this spot where Anthony kicked one in the grand final last year in that first quarter?
Similar conditions. Good test of just how difficult these conditions are. It's normally within his repertoire. The angle, a big test, the momentum behind Collingwood. If he kicked that, would be enormous, but he does something even better, because Fraser from 45 straight in front is a real chance.
And Josh Fraser is a smart player, and he will push into dangerous spots in the Collingwood forward line as a ruckman. And his opponent, Adam Goods, nowhere near him. Goods more interested in covering Tarrant. And Fraser did this last week, so it's something the Swans should be well aware of.
Rocker's kicking power notwithstanding, this is a higher percentage shot, but still difficult. Collingwood by 19 points.
Scotty Burns on for Collingwood. Jude Bolton having a spell.
Davis to do the kicking in. Leading possession getters in the game so far for Collingwood, 5 each to Lucuria, Holland and Woden. For Sydney, 4 each to Goods, Williams and Schneider.
So Collingwood have set up a good zone. That's what they wanted. Force him to kick it long. They'll try to belt it back. In fact, better still, he's put the ball out of bounds on the full.
So free kick to Walker.
Well, Collingwood get numbers in the middle corridor, so Sydney players look up, see that, and they are forced to go wide.
Long kick. So they all miss it in the end. Burns off the ground! Another one to Collingwood. Oh, it's early in the game, but 4 goals in these conditions as an advantage, Robert Walls, is going to be damn difficult to peg back.
Well, it's a terrific start for Collingwood for a lot of reasons. They've won hard ball, that's good. They have forced the Swans to go wide, so that's a victory. And Sydney, yet to kick a goal, keeps the crowd particularly quiet. Mick Malthouse couldn't have scripted it better.
Collingwood are a seasoned team now. They had last year in a grand final appearance under their belt. Sydney perhaps not quite ready for this. They don't know what's hit them. Williams out in front of Maxfield, the captain, to try and give them something. But the Magpies have old-fashioned back pockets and halfbacks waiting back. Cloak's kick, not great. Crouch, quick hands. Williams. And the conditions are treacherous at times. Clement, good result. Collingwood by 25 points.
He was set to put that one right in the goal square. And we see Burns underneath this ruck contest. Buckley has gone to a half-forward flank.
Over the top came Walker. There's Schneider. Found some space. He's a beautiful kick. He pumps it long into the goal square. Well played, Clement. Throw in.
It's a good spoil. James Clement did the spoil. Jason Cloak is the #1 spoiler in the AFL.
So it's going to be Hall against Fraser. Hall got the tap. O'Keefe, a quick snap. Sydney get there first.
How's it going, Bob?
Good, Steve.
Mate, you wouldn't have a decent 13mm spanner, would you?
Yeah, I got one of them.
Why borrow when there's bargains like a UHF CB radio, only $49, save 20. A 50Bs air tool kit, only $139. Superfit sheepskin seat covers, only $59 a front pair. And a jumbo toolbox, just $49, save $35.
I'll go down to Super Cheap and pick one up.
You'll get the Swans pull one back. Still trailed by 19. Beyond the 20-minute mark, Burns for Collingwood, having started on the bench, having an impact. Buckley and O'Brien. Now Kennelly. Mercuria bearing down. The ball barely crossing the line. There's 7 or 8 minutes left in the quarter, perhaps. If Sydney could pull one more back, they might go to quarter time. Not displeased, but they can't afford to concede more. Creswell held. Played for him, Kennelly. Defence has been the order of the day thus far, though, for the Swans. Schneider has worked hard up and down the ground. 6 possessions, been good. Hall sort of snared that, even with the slippery one.
Again, Tim, wide to the boundary line as they go forward. Makes it easy for the Collingwood defence. They just need to bring it into the corridor. And they're not going to take that many marks in these conditions, but they're every chance to get it at ground level. They're no chance if it's going out of bounds, and then Collingwood can just close play up like this.
Matthews, good little give to Schneider. Headed on the boundary, goes for the banana. Don't tell me he's thrown it through. That's an incredible goal. That is a stunning goal from Adam Schneider. What a rookie year he's having. Goal number 28 for the season. I dare to say, Robert, that's the best of them.
He wouldn't have kicked a better one than that. And again, Barry Hall in the ruck contest. Handball out by Matthews. He's on the boundary line and he bananas it.
Never seen one bent back from that far out.
He bananaed it. I think I would have, Tim, but gee, that's a good goal in these conditions. And you can see the joy it brings to the Sydney Swan supporters who've had a pretty quiet first quarter.
What a quarter he's produced. Sydney back within 13 points. It's game on. Burns for Collingwood. Didn't hit a target with that. Bolton leading Tarrant to it. Williams, the third man there for Collingwood. They're a chance here. Rocker in good posse. The kick too strong for him. Collingwood's lead 14 points.
Chris Tarrant yet to have a kick.
Davis plays onto himself. It's all Collingwood here, though. Shaw got clean bowl. Manages to recover. Well done to Walker, to Didak. Back to Walker. Thumps it back to the 50. Good mark over the top by Fraser.
And Collingwood again a chance. A serious chance is Tarrant. Rocker in from the side.
And Josh Fraser is the man to congratulate. He took that mark. Adam Goods was 15 metres behind him, not even in picture. A lazy Adam Goods, and then Fraser to the top of the goal square. And Anthony Rocker, he doesn't need it any better gift wrap than that. And the big man took a beautiful clean mark.
Well, this is the nearest thing to a gimme for Anthony Rocker. The man on the mark is in the square, but still he's taking no chances. High-scoring quarter in the conditions. Rocker prepares to kick Collingwood's fifth. And put the Magpies 20 points in front.
On 10's new hit show, how do you know it's the right time? Well, he says...
You've got a fish on the hook. What are you waiting for?
That's right, mate. There's only so long a flathead will flop around on a jetty before it carks it.
This time it's about self-control.
And she says...
Maybe he just doesn't find me attractive. Because he's gay.
Over 1 million Australians agree it's TV's most refreshing new drama. Crash Burn, 8:30 Monday.
Mick Malthouse has put Walker into the ruck, and Fraser's gone to half forward.
And Walker got the tap. He's having a good first quarter, the youngster.
Straight up, boys, straight up. Good work, Burnsy. Kirky, let him go, Burnsy, let him go. No need to hold him. You got the footy, mate. Mark, stay away. Watch out behind. Walker against Goods. McGough did well to get it to Burns. Now Creswell. Over the top to Fosdyke. Long left foot kick inside 50, but Lakeland's there. Takes a safe mark. He wastes no time. That's a good spot up too. Great kick, and the mark's taken by O'Brien.
Tarrant taken out of it crudely by Bolton.
He did that well, Tim. I reckon he just blocked his run, checked his run, knew that Bolton would be coming from behind, and copped the knock and got the free kick. Now, Tarrant hasn't had much of the footy, and Buckley's only had the 2 disposals.
Didak was the man leading. Kennelly cleans up. Craig Bolton. Fosdyke under fierce pressure, nowhere to go.
Again wide. And the pressure by Collingwood has been first rate.
Clement thumps it long. Buckley, the big fly! Almost! Gee, that was a big effort from Nathan Buckley, outsized.
Hey, listen, Anthony. That was a great kick, mate, over the shoulder.
There's been an aerial presence tonight.
Yes, he got the ride on Adam Goods, almost took it.
So Sydney working out of defence. Wasn't the best kick by James. 6 clangers in a row to the Swans as their skipper sits on the boundary line and watches on.
And while this boundary throw-in's taking place, Josh Fraser off, Jared Malloy on.
Still nearly 3 minutes left. Swans cannot afford to concede another. Goods.
Okay, guys, it's fine.
Ball up, just 25 or 30 out.
Gee, Sydney have got the numbers in that defensive 50. If they get it out, just with a rush kick, you can almost guarantee it'll go back because Collingwood's got numbers sitting out on the wing.
Schneider, the only Swan in the top 6 on our rankings. Davis to Creswell, swamped. Here's Burns. Malloy. Barry hanging on, got him high. Or did he? Ball up. Umpire Vozzo wasting no time. Very clever, Andrew Williams, but Nick Davis was the only one there. Craig Bolton again. Footy's a little elusive.
It's the Magpies by 20 points.
Certainly more red and white round that ball than black and white.
Schauble got the knock. To Jude Bolton, now to Kirk. Kennelly. Running in support is Davis. Runs into Woden. Well played, Magpies. But Swans went out of the end. Fosdyke. Oh, it's a dodgy old handball, another clanger. That's 7 in a row to the Swans. Soccer off the ground by Didak. Tarrant. Malloy uses his weight. Back to Didak. Keeps it alive. Goods over the top. Williams. Buckley's in there. It's desperate for the Swans at the moment. Buckley still battling away. There'll be a free kick to Sydney. Boyd. Pressure with a captain.
A couple of times when Sydney were coming out of half back, they went sideways because they looked upfield and there was absolutely no one to go to. Jason Cloak by himself, and so too Walker, the ruckman.
Well, again, Rob via the Cape. Jude Bolton now. Hall has 2 to beat. Needed to mark it. Clement. Cloak. Collingwood making heavy weather of it, but always having a clear and crisp answer to the situation.
Good play, Jason Cloak. Got there with the spoil, the 2-on-1 on Barry Hall, and then the soccer off the ground. Just might have hurt himself a bit with that one.
O'Loughlin will contest this one with Clement. Well done, O'Loughlin. Last chance for Sydney. Bolton squares it up to Hall. O'Keefe. O'Loughlin. Collingwood will hold it up. Rocker. Davis can't break the pack. We'll have another bounce.
Making life hard for Nick Davis. Brodie Holland was on him for the first half of the quarter, and now Licuria's having a crack at him. I think both of them into him at that stage.
McGough did well to win the hard ball. Walker's had a fantastic quarter, the 19-year-old. Playing just his 7th game. Tarrant to Didak. Quick kick. Time will beat the Magpies, but they will take that first quarter any day. They lead by 20 points. 5-3 plays 2-1 in the battle for second spot on the ladder.
A wonderful start by the Magpies, Stephen, and Mick Malthouse got it right with his changes. And we're all surprised to see Walker started full forward, kicked a goal, gave a good contest, and then took his turn in the ruck the last 6 or 7 minutes of that quarter. Josh Fraser, great. And the Magpie defence, they've got the extra numbers back there. They've repelled just about every attack that's come in.
So quarter time here at Telstra Stadium. It is the Magpies leading the Swans by 20 points.
Someday, it's the battle of the big personalities. You watch them survive the cut, but who will survive your vote?
Sunday is the day to see 8 of the strongest Idol contenders yet sing for their lives. Who's got what it takes? Will Anthony please his toughest critic?
Dad, just please say you're proud. Find out Monday as Australia hears the live verdict, guaranteed to end in tears.
You look like you were constipated.
The Idol episodes you can't miss, Sunday and Monday on 10.
Sunshine coasting. Just 1 hour north of Brisbane. Just perfect. Sunshine Coasting. To book your Sunshine Coast holiday, call 13 88 33.
McDonald's new roast chicken salad is my absolute favourite because now my mum loves Macca's as much as me.
Introducing our new roast chicken salad with an exotic salad mix, succulent roast chicken breast pieces, dried cranberries, bigger so-like cheese, all topped off with our choice of low-fat, tangy dressings. It's just one of the many delicious lighter options now permanently available.
Go Macca's.
New Salads Plus. It's change for good at McDonald's.
What are you stuck Bacon.
With GIO insurance, just call and we'll get your claim moving fast. GIO, the way insurance should be.
I'm 29. I own my own plumbing business that employs 2 apprentices. Every job's different. You learn something new every day. Specialise in new homes. We do everything from the drainage underground up to the guttering. You're not just using your hands, you've got to use your head as well. Brad's great. I started him on a 1-month trial. Within a week, I offered him an apprenticeship. My mum's pretty glad we've got a plumber in the house now. And Brad's a funny bloke. He laughs at my jokes. Mate, you'll be amazed where new apprenticeships can take you.
Authorised by the Australian Government, Canberra.
Do you make the first move? Or wait to be asked? Are you a lad or a snag? Do you make something of it? Or do you just keep walking? Do you stay? Or do you go? Do you change? Or do you stay true?
Hey, where's my wheat bix? I need them every day. If I don't have 9 on my plate, there's no way I can play. I wish I had some wheat bix and 7 to be sure. I wanna take 5 wickets, yeah, maybe even more. Hope you had your wheat bix, you need them every day. You can't be a champion, you can't be a champion unless we hear you say, hope you had your wheat bix.
There's no chance of it going out of bounds, and then Collingwood can just close play up like this.
Matthews, good little give to Schneider. Head in on the boundary, goes for the banana. Don't tell me Schneider through, that's an incredible goal. Quarter time at Telstra Stadium, and the stakes are high. They're playing for second spot, and Collingwood took the honours well and truly in the first quarter. 5-3 plays 2-1. Williams 7 touches, Lucuria 6 for the Magpies, Schneider 7 and Williams 6 for the Sydney Swans. As we go down to Gerard Whateley and Neil Cordy.
Well, Mick Malthouse extremely pleased with the first quarters. It's they're used to playing this wet weather football. Don't overpossess, kick it long, and as Robert Wall said, crash and bash at the fall of the ball. And it's interesting that the rain is getting its second wind chords are starting to tumble down again. Josh Fraser to start the second quarter on the bench. Yeah, Stuart Maxfield, the only injury concern, he was getting some treatment on a hamstring, but he's back on for the start of the second quarter. Paul Roos has called on his players, as Wolsey pointed out, to get a bit more direct.
So ready for a start to this second term. It's Collingwood by 20.
Sydney just need O'Loughlin and Hall to get into the game. You can't really blame them because the ball hasn't come very well to them. At this stage, O'Loughlin, no disposals, and Hall just 2.
Mickledge on the tap to Fosdyke. Sydney go inside, 51st. O'Loughlin in front, Clement from behind almost. Soccer off the ground towards the boundary line. Wakefield will be very happy to see it over.
And again, Mick Malthouse sharing the responsibilities with his players. Walker doing the ruck work. Malloy starting in the forward line. Fraser on the bench. No doubt Fraser will come on pretty soon.
Walker the tap. Schneider. Well tackled by Johnson. A couple of rookies really starring tonight. Tristan Walker for the Magpies and Adam Schneider for the Swans. Kirk. Schneider once again. In the pocket is Goods. Back to O'Loughlin. Well tackled Buckley.
Great tackle Buckley. Just the strength of him.
The early action in the opening quarter was at this end of the ground. The Swans need it now. Hall reading the trajectory of the throw-in better, but no result. Wakeland didn't really have to weave through any traffic, and the delivery was excellent to Burns. Collingwood bounce into attack. Tarrant, yes.
He ran 50 metres to mark that, Tim.
Different structure now with Malloy up forward and Locken there as well for Collingwood. Rocker might well have marked it. Malloy made sweet contact with that. Just didn't hook it enough. Collingwood lead by 21. Malthouse presenting a moving target up forward. There's no predictability. And the Swans are having to contend with something different every 10 minutes or so.
And the skipper doing the kicking in for Sydney. Most of the Sydney players are in a corridor down the middle. In fact, they've been called into a huddle. You can see them coming into a huddle. The Collingwood players will keep their zone position. If they can force Maxfield to kick it long, Collingwood's had a small victory here.
Maxfield gets to hurry up, so he does bang it long. Crouch fed it out to Kennelly. Looking for Kirk. Williams. Well played to Bolton. Back to Williams. There's a chance for the Swans. Poor kick though by Williams straight to Wakeland. Another clanger for the Swans. Kennelly manages to spoil.
There's O'Keefe warming up on the bench. He'd be really disappointed with that kick. Paul Williams takes great pride in his disposal.
It was out of character. Nickel-John the hand onto it. Burns, though, doing well in the heavy traffic. Loney. Now Lucuria with Tarrant there for him. They'll have to wait on the boundary umpire. So still it's Collingwood by 21. Just a couple of minutes in, and Fraser watching from the sidelines for the moment.
As is Shaw and Williams. Inside the Magpies attacking 50. Crouch at the bottom of the pack.
Let him go. Locked in. Thanks, Mom.
Be a lot of ruck contests tonight, and that's something that, whilst Collingwood don't get the hit-outs all that often, they take it away at ground level because of the strong bodies like a Lucuria. Buckley, Burns, O'Brien, McGough, even though he's a youngster, he's rock solid.
Big chance here for the Pies. It's only 10 metres out from their goal. They lead by 21. Clean bowls everyone, and in the end Shawble gave it up to Scotland. Left foot snappers home.
Bunnings Warehouse has so many tools to choose from, it'll make your head spin. Angle grinder, a low $42. 12-volt cordless drill kit, only $69. Buzzsaw multi-project tool, an amazing $99. Random orbital sander, just $69. Hammer drill, a low $39.76. And if you happen to find a cheaper price on a stocked item, we'll beat it by 10%.
Bunnings Warehouse.
Lowest prices are just the beginning.
Paul Roos watching his team being killed by Collingwood in these conditions. I know it's early, but Collingwood looked a much better side. Buckley hasn't been dominant, but he's worked hard. Shawble working hard there in his 150th, the former Magpie. Nickel-John stolen. Didak might just about do it from there. He might do it from there. He has done it. Collingwood's lead is 33 points.
And the worry for Paul Roos is that Nickel-John, the big fella in the ruck, is only a young player. You'll see him here. Just gives the ball up too easily. And Collingwood able to score a goal. From the last ruck contest, they're able to get a goal. Now, Roos must be tempted to get Nickel-John out of the ruck, which I think he's done that. We've got Goods doing the centre bounce ruck work. Nickel-John's gone forward. I think Nickel-John will come off soon.
Swans officially in trouble as Collingwood work it forward again. Rocker. Even by his lofty standards, too far out to score, I would suggest. 75 from goal. Slippery conditions. Rocker is going for the torp. He's given it plenty. It's a massive kick on the line.
Mickey heard you say he couldn't kick it. And if he had kicked that goal, it would have been the longest goal ever scored here at Telstra Stadium.
Would Ron Barassi be critical of him for going for that? I mean, it had to be low percentage, didn't it?
Well, Barassi used to say, if you make a mistake, make sure it's a good one. Make it be bold. So I think Barassi would be happy with that. He would have been happier if it had gone through.
Oof. That was an incredible kick. Maxfield again will be forced to go long. Collingwood strangling Sydney. Fraser on now, spoiling goods. Crouch at the front. But in front was Johnson.
Good player, this young fella for the Magpies. I really like him. Hard and tough, gets in front.
Wakeland's been good.
And his disposal's getting better.
Fraser with Locken calling for it short. A bit of a decoy there. Now Rocker. Craig Bolton kicked in a hurry. Kicked straight to Tarrant. Woden not terribly happy with that, standing in the goal square. Tarrant blazed away. Yeah, it has turned it over.
So it's the Magpies by almost 6 goals. Early in the piece, in the second term. Inside 50s at the moment, 22-10 in favour of Collingwood.
Just dominated. They've dominated from around the ruck contests.
Bolton to half-back. Fraser, another Collingwood win in the clearances. Puts it to full forward. Tarrant wrestles, keeps his feet. So another behind to the Magpies. They lead by 35.
And right now, the Swans going nowhere. Kennelly, a solo, Rob. You would have enjoyed that.
Yes, that's what the Irish called a little tap down on the boot, a solo.
They need something. Davis to Kirk. Might have got it around the ears, but no sympathy from the umpire. And eventually, the throw-in is the outcome.
Gee, Michael O'Loughlin hasn't had a disposal. It'd be a good idea to give him a run on the ball, just to get his hands on it, just to free him up a bit.
Quick kick out of the pack by Matthews. All right, Rob, I've put you straight into the Sydney coaching box now. What do you do? What's a couple of changes you make to try and get the Swans back in the game?
O'Loughlin as a ruck rover, so you get him into that. You take Micklejohn off, which they've just done, and get O'Keefe on, a smaller type player, and you instruct them from midfield forward. Put it into the middle corridor. Don't go wide.
Well, here's a chance. Maxfield into the corridor looking for Hall. He collides with his teammate Fosdyke, whose handball is poor. Didak clears. Back to the wing. Goods will get there first. Well played, Adam Goods. That was clever to Shawble, who fed it out to Matthews. Creswell, well spoiled by Burns. Another chance for Goods, breaks the tackle, drills it long. Hall, O'Keefe are both there for Sydney. Hall almost. Wakeland.
He was actually going to the ball. There's no problem there. Never pushed him in the back at all. He was early on the ground. Straight to the line, guys.
Barry Hall in the ruck.
Now Williams trying to crash through. O'Loughlin might be a chance. Will it curl? No, it won't. And the margin is still 34. Swans making mistake after mistake. O'Keefe tried to fly a moment ago against Barry Hall, who otherwise might have marked.
Loney, driving kick. Collingwood have got the numbers here. Scotland at the back of the pack. He's kicked a couple of goals. To Johnson. Good kick. Back inside Collingwood's 50. Rocker from the side attacked it. Free kick to Sydney.
Give the ball back now. Thanks, mate. On the full.
Jude Bolton's got it. Looks for Davis.
Well, you wonder why an AFL player would drop a chest mark. And the reason is that he's just expecting the pressure to come, because the pressure has been constant throughout. Now, it wasn't there, but he was a little bit edgy. And that's full credit to Collingwood. They've just forced this Sydney team into error. Contested marks, not one to the Sydney Swans.
Free kick to Adam Goods. So Goods, disposal number 8 to Creswell. Wobbly old kick and another turnover. Didak.
Now Malloy working his way up to the centre line. Rocker giving him something out wide. Tarrant in the corridor. And Holland in short. Now inside he comes and sits it up. Tarrant held his position, couldn't hang on.
Held to him. He ducked his head. He ducked his head. Let him go. Stay out of it. Stay out of it. No, Scotty, give me the ball.
Scott McLaren wasting no time. Fraser, fine work to O'Brien. Locken, Collingwood's only chance. Kennelly flicking it through. Collingwood leading by 35.
Short kick in finds Kennelly. Who in turn finds Craig Bolton. Still deep inside their defensive 50 is Sydney.
Nathan Buckley just with the 3 disposals. So Brett Kirk about the only Sydney player on top.
Bolton did well in the end to find Goods, who switch back into the corridor, back to Bolton, try and break things up a bit. Driving kick, count underneath it is Tarrant, almost. Sutcliffe, quick hands to Foster. Here's a chance for the Swans. Great kick.
Centre corridor to the medium-sized player who replaced Michael John. And boy, do they need a goal.
Ryan O'Keefe has kicked 1 of Sydney's 2. Good as directly in front. 45 metres out. And just a behind results.
The temptation for Paul Roos would be to let Barry Hall have a run in the ruck as well. He's only had 2 disposals. We're well into this second quarter. It gives Goods a bit of relief in the ruck as well.
Loney, will he try the long kick that Clement used so effectively in the first quarter? He does. And Cloak makes more of it. Craig Bolton, a bit messy, but Matthews to Kirk. It was a free kick if they wanted it, and umpire Bozzo will award it. He's going to relay it.
Down the ground, 3 down the ground.
Locken came in late, that's the reason for it.
Jude Bolton, a long way from home. Again goes wide, but hits the toe. O'Loughlin, a rare feel of the footy.
Well, James Clement, the man on the mark, has just done a really good job. Played tight, he plays the percentages. And Clement and Shane Wakelin are rock solid in that Magpie defence. They've got a lot of youngsters around them. In Loney, Locken, Shaw.
High degree of difficulty here from 48 out near the boundary. Not too difficult for the big Collingwood defenders to force it through.
Tarrant off for Collingwood.
Yes, Chris Tarrant off and Walker replacing him.
Nathan Buckley brings it back in. Looking for Didak. The big fly from behind. Goods. To Kirk. Sundqvist. Sydney desperately needing a goal. Jared Sundquist to Schneider, who marks right on 50. Just outside his scoring range, you'd suspect.
Couldn't bend it back.
Back to Sundquist. He'll wind up here. Great smother, O'Brien. Magpies away. On the rebound. To half-forward out in front of Malloy. And Barry sees it safely over the line. 50 out for the Magpies goal. Collingwood leads by 33 points. Just past the halfway mark of the second quarter.
Just bad play by Sundquist. He just wound up with the kick. Had to get the kick in earlier than that. That's just inexperience for you.
And Collingwood gaining territory far more rapidly than the Swans, who have become indecisive, not trusting themselves to hit longer than short-range targets. Walker, now was he retarded there?
I think he said to the boundary umpire,
Too short, too short.
A bad throw in, too short, have another crack at it.
Let's see what the boundary umpire can do this time. Doesn't come in any further. Matthews has this covered for the moment. Burns with different ideas, climbs all over him. So it's the Swans' ball.
Not much doubt about that free kick as Matthews plays on. Ooh. Barry's in trouble, manages to get past the Buckley tackle. Little chip kick to Craig Bolton. He gets past another Collingwood tackle. Shawble, Kennelly. Good kick, finds O'Loughlin. Kicking from about 49 metres out. Goes short, looking for Davis. Collingwood went out again, but the kick smothered. Ricochets. Snap at goal is marked by Goods. Sundquist just banged it onto the boot. And Adam Goods in the pocket. Will have to run around on the left or kick the right foot banana.
Well, Sundquist will be happy that he was able to get a touch after that kick being smothered. And what will the big fella do? Will he go onto his left foot or will he try to do the check side kick?
Can't chip it in just here. You can stand next to him. You're inside the 5 metres, okay? You can stand next to him. No. That's fine. You're right.
The man on the mark's a metre out. I can't see why Goods has to be on such an acute angle there.
Barry and Shane. Barry and Shane, back here, please. You're right there. Now play on, okay? Hold it back. I said side on. That's fine. Now, right. Now you're right.
Maxfield's just trying to give him a bit of space to play on if he decides to. And
suffer from pain in all walks of life. When you feel strong pain, you want a simple solution. Ask your pharmacist for Voltaren Rapid 25. Tiny pills clinically shown to relieve strong pain. Rapid relief starts in as little as 15 minutes. Voltaren Rapid 25, shedding light on fast pain relief.
Nick Davis, great smother.
But Collingwood win it away. And Rocker crumbs the pack. The goal is unguarded.
Now you can enjoy the excitement of Foxtel with Telstra and save money.
It's easy with the Telstra Rewards package. When you package a Foxtel with your Telstra home phone, you'll save 5% every month off your Foxtel. Or when you package your Foxtel and your home phone with your Big Punt Internet or Telstra Mobile, you'll save 10% every month off your Foxtel. To find out how you can save, call Telstra
on 1800 052 052.
He's having a fine game as Josh Fraser, the big man, leaps, recovers, and then bang, puts it forward.
So that's Swan's potential challenge quickly put to bed by this man, Rocker. No mark. Goods. Good handball out. Now Crouch drills it inside 50. Williams against Johnson. Johnson, strong body, but it spills to Williams. Well played, Clement. That bounce 25 out from the Swans goal.
Thanks, boys. Well done. Watch out behind me.
Cloak unopposed. Scotland. Burns. Cloak again. Davis trying for another smother. Couldn't affect it. And Collingwood, for the time being, are safe, and they'll get a free kick.
Too dangerous here, Vince. Duke.
O'Brien, workmanlike as ever. Keeping it wide. Kirk hard at Walker. Jude Bolton. Davis, quick hands. Matthews. Collingwood's tackling, though, has been magnificent.
Jude Burns just finished it off, didn't he?
Nathan, easy, mate. Come on.
Don't hold here, guys. Be a long time since Nathan Buckley's played an entire half and only had the 3 disposals.
Burns fed it out. And a free kick coming Sydney's way.
They are paying plenty of free kicks, the umpires. As long as they're consistent, that's fine.
Through your shoulder, take your kick, Jared.
Well, the freeze is certainly favouring Sydney at the moment. The Swans have had 13 to Collingwood 7, and it's 5-1 this quarter in favour of Sydney. Crouch to the 50. Good, strong arm. O'Keefe has been one of the few shining lights up forward.
He's been good. He's very lively.
Race, no time. Bombs into the goal square. Free kick for too high.
Well,
Jason, your kick.
Cloak had the strong spoil anyway, earned the free kick.
And Didak a good target. Brave bounces of the ball on this turf. The last one over ambitious. Good support from Scotland, and Didak eventually takes the ball the best part of 100 metres. Collingwood by 32 points and controlling this match with the most impressive display. The pieces today might be falling Collingwood's way. This match for second spot. Fraser been good. Bolton to Creswell. To Fosdyke to Matthews. Burns in close attendance. Fosdyke again. He's had a bit of it. Creswell once more. Now Hall. Crouch pumping it long. Very long. O'Keefe. His second.
You can get it pumping. You can get it jumping. You can get it launching a boat. A hard-earned thirst needs a big cold beer. And the best cold beer is Vic. Victoria Bitter. You can get it dipping. You can get it chipping. You can get it any old how. Matter of fact, I got it now. Victoria Bitter.
Great skills from Ryan O'Keefe. It's the Magpies by 27. Can they score the quick reply again? But this time the shot marks at halfback.
Well, Collingwood have got Anthony Rocker in the ruck and Micklejohn back on for Sydney. And this is the worry with the young fella. And Paul Roos realises he has to give him some game time, but it hurts.
Tarrant's kick finds Fraser. He's coming up for disposal number 11. Good kick to tip of the goal square. No mark. Walker. Mercuria. Not quite. Lucky let off there for Sydney. Kick out. Only as far as Scotland. And Chris Tarrant made a shot at goal from about 49 metres out on a very slight angle.
Nathan Buckley telling him, go back and have a shot. Well, Scotland's certainly giving himself every chance to be a regular starting 18 player in this Collingwood team. He's kicked a couple of goals. He's set this one up. And Collingwood's leading goal kicker hasn't had a great night, but he's worked pretty hard after not touching the ball in the first 20 minutes.
Kicking at 54% this year for his 45 goals, and that's a brilliant kick from Chris Tarrant.
Tonight we open the phone line. Should Fraser Garrick keep his mullet or cut it off?
Everyone's got an opinion.
Oh, well, that's just disgraceful. Just stupidity.
You decide.
Tonight.
Want an Aussie exclusive? Need Road.
It's just a fact, baby.
Performing 2 songs, Powderfinger live. Plus double the Aussie supermodel, Megan Gale and Sarah O'Hare. A Big Road live, 9:30 Tuesday.
Tarrant scoring his first. Collingwood going further ahead. Rocker having a run in the ruck. Creswell. Kirk, good work, good heavy work. Maxfield, oh, what a shocker. Scotland now. Maxfield back for another go. Colliding captains in there.
Well, that one came right off the side of the boot of Stewie Maxfield.
Now Crouch. Strong Buckley tackle. Collingwood have been magnificent. They deserve their 33-point lead. They've been almost mistake-free in very difficult conditions.
Burns and Buckley set the standard with the tackles. He's a good ruckman, is Anthony.
You're working too hard.
Collingwood free kick.
Working too hard, bro. No, you actually bumped him high, mate. Mark's here.
Buckley's had little of it, but he has had a presence. Tarrant on the long lead. Just didn't quite have the carry. It was an awkward half volley. A great trap. Tarrant low caught in the middle. And he's not thrilled about it.
I've told you about swearing at me before, mate. Play on.
Goods on. Mickle John off.
So free kick against Chris Tarrant for swearing. We heard the whole box and dice there as Matthews marks in the midfield. Collingwood by 33. Can Sydney pitch a late goal? Inside their attacking 50, O'Keefe. Cleverly socket. Quick hands. Sunfish. Goal.
And please do not tap on the glass.
Can be popular too if you were clearing out demos with savings as good as ours. Demo Ford Focus CLs, LXs, and even the racy Z-Tech 3-door hatch. Demo Falcon XTs, Futuras, Fairmont gears. These demos and more must go. Numbers are limited and stocks will vary between dealers. Only from your Ford dealer.
It's not a sun-kissed night in Sydney. Swans have had barely 5 minutes of sunshine in the match. That was a pretty important goal late in the half. Didak for Collingwood. Magpies have answered the Swans' last couple of goals in seconds. Craig Bolton over at Collingwood swarming the ball. O'Brien. And now Williams falling over himself. But he hadn't gone over the mark. Oh, great smother, Canelli. Inspiring work. Shawble, oh, good tackle, Rocker. Sydney holding it up. And they're lucky to get out of that.
Just go easy. Oh, I don't mind you asking a question. Just not swearing.
Terrific effort by Ty Canelli.
Ball up. Rocker, the little flick over the back.
Getting too high, Stewie, your kick. You hit your arm over the top.
Well, the two captains are doing it hard tonight. A couple of free kicks.
So Maxfield, they'll run out of time here, Sydney. And the margin at half-time is going to be 27 points. And the Magpies have increased their lead in that second term from 20 to 27. And at this stage, it seems, Robert Walsh, that Collingwood has all the answers.
Well, I wouldn't write Sydney off, Stephen. I think that even though they were outscored in that second quarter, there were some positive signs. I think that Paul Roos will probably say he has to ruck Goods and maybe Hall for the rest of this game. Learn a little bit from Mick Malthouse. Go in with only 1 or 2 ruckmen, not 3 or 4. And I just thought that Hall, O'Loughlin and O'Keefe started to come into the game in that second term.
So at the main break here at Telstra Stadium in this all-important clash, the two teams playing for second spot on the ladder with just 1 round remaining next week before the finals. At the major break, it is the Magpies with the ascendancy. They lead the Swans by 27 points.
Someday, it's the battle of the big personalities. You watch them survive the cut, but who will survive your vote?
Sunday is the day to see 8 of the strongest Idol contenders yet sing for their lives. Who's got what it takes? Will Anthony please his toughest critic?
Dad, just please say you're proud. Find out Monday as Australia hears the live verdict, guaranteed to end in tears.
You look like you were constipated.
The Idol episodes you can't miss, Sunday and Monday on 10.
Do you make the first move? Or wait to be asked? Are you a lad or a snag? Do you make something of it? Or do you just keep walking? Do you stay? Or do you go? Do you change? Or do you stay true?
The less that happens to the oil in your engine, the better it protects. Which is why, together with Ferrari, Shell developed Helix. Even in the white heat of racing, Helix stays calm. And if Shell can protect a Ferrari, who better to protect your car?
I used to come to McDonald's for my kids. Now I come here for my lunch.
Introducing our new chicken fold-over with succulent roast chicken breast pieces, grilled onions, shredded lettuce, melted Bega So-Light cheese, all in a seasoned flatbread and topped off with a low-fat herb mayonnaise. It's just one of the many delicious lighter options now permanently available. New Salads Plus. It's a change for good at McDonald's.
Meet Janet. She bought a Simpson washing machine and dryer and suddenly found the time to develop a killer backhand. Next door, Teresa bought a Simpson dishwasher and now has time to discuss current affairs. Tanya bought a Simpson oven and she then had the time to get to know the new neighbour, Tim. Simpson's time-saving features give you more time for life. Simpson, time for life.
To all those people who say new homes are unaffordable, I say Divine Homes, no cash of your own. No deposit, no legals, no stamp duty. You even keep your $7,000 grant and pay from just $245 a week, including Divine's $50 a week off until 2005. No deposit, no legals, no stamp duty. How affordable is that? Call Divine 13 24 66 now for a new home with no cash of your own.
There's normal internet. And there's the excitement of Big Blue unlimited broadband for just $54.95. Call 131-789 or visit www.bigblue.net.au.
You're watching Ford Footy Talk.
Well, Well, it's been an extraordinary build-up to the match here at Telstra Stadium this week between the Swans and Collingwood. A massive crowd here tonight. They've come from far and wide, and at the moment they're witnessing Collingwood doing it pretty comfortably in pretty tough conditions. 9-7-61 to 5-4-34. The Magpies by 27 points. The multiple goal scorers in the game, 2 each to Rocker and Scotland for Collingwood. And O'Keefe, Ryan O'Keefe, has been doing some pretty good work. One of the few shining lights for Sydney up forward. Robert Walls.
Yes, we'll have a look at that. No goals to Barry Hall, and that's something that Sydney need to get right in this second half. Hall and Goods and O'Loughlin certainly need to lift their performance.
They're playing great, I guess, wet weather football. You ever look at the long kicking statistics, Collingwood have had 19 more long kicks.
Yeah, well, that's the experience of the Magpie players and their coach. They've used the conditions particularly well. They've been prepared to take it through that middle corridor, not over-finesse with handball and short passing. And that meant that players up in that forward line have got an opportunity, and also to Crum, whereas Sydney, on the other hand, they get a fair bit of uncontested
17
possession.
more short kicks, Sydney.
Yes, well, they've just been chipping it around. We commented, particularly in that first quarter. They didn't go very far with it. And you've got to give a lot of credit to Collingwood, because it just meant that there were no long options for Sydney. They had to just go short and wide. They really didn't gain very much by doing this sort of thing. And I'm sure Paul Roos will be able to straighten them up in the second half.
What have you been thinking about the ruck contest so far?
Look, I think Josh Fraser's done a mighty job in the first half, and I think at ground level, his players like Licuria, Burns, O'Brien, they've been really hard at it. And Walker, he's been interesting. He came into the game, played a little bit up forward, but has also
set it up, didn't he, in the first quarter?
I thought he was really good, but Josh Fraser, no doubt the dominant ruckman at half-time. Anthony Rocker, he takes his turn in the ruck, and he's also a very clever ruckman, so he's got 2 or 3 options there. Michael John, the tall fella for Sydney, I would be surprised if he rucked in the second half. The conditions just don't suit him, and he really has given up a couple of goals for the Swans.
Well, we're in the modern era. We play a modern game and we use modern technology. This is actually in the Sydney coaches box in the first half. This new Panasonic editing equipment, it allows them to record and edit at the same time, and they look back at certain incidents and they quickly relate to Paul Roos to talk about setups and matchups, etc. It's great stuff, isn't it?
Well, that's having a coaching staff working hard for you, and you know, there's so many. It's the hardest game to coach because it's on the biggest ground with the most number of players. It's the hardest game of any to coach, so you need to have that sort of support there. And there'd be times when the game goes on, but Paul Roos would be saying to his staff, well, what happened at that ruck contest? What happened at the kicking?
Matchups. Kirk's done a wonderful job.
He's played really well. He's been step by step with Nathan Buckley. Buckley hasn't been able to free up at all, just had the 4 disposals. But at the same time, whilst Buckley hasn't had disposals, he's worked really hard with the tackles. Adam Goods has had a fair first half, but Josh Fraser is the man who set things up for the Magpies with his good ruck work and then pushing deep into the forward line. He's been dangerous. And this has been an interesting one. Kennelly playing at half-back is a real playmaker for Sydney, and Locken's job has been to close him down. So Locken playing as a half-forward, but in very much a defensive role.
Let's have a look at some of the match stats in this first half, with the Maggies leading by 27 points.
Well, the ones that interest me, Stephen, are the uncontested possessions, and you see that Sydney's well ahead. That doesn't mean a lot because they've been able to get a lot of cheap ball by going towards the boundary line. The centre breaks, the all-important centre breaks, Collingwood has dominated, and that in turn means that they've had more inside 50.
So we're going to take a break from Telstra Stadium. At the moment, it's Collingwood looking the goods, fighting for that second spot. They lead by 27 points. When we come back, Tim Lane with Rob Barassi talking about the passing of a legend, Captain Blood, Jack Dyer.
For months, you've been searching for it, and we've finally located it.
Hey, I found him!
It's all right, Wal. A brand new season of Aussie Skid House. Coming to Tuesday soon on 10.
Vote for your favourite AFL player and you could win a mobile phone from Telstra or a home entertainment package. SMS the full name of your favourite player to 0428 774 304. There's a weekly prize of a Sony Ericsson T68i mobile phone, which is capable of sending and receiving pictures valued at $900. Or the major prize, an entertainment package valued at over $20,000. Keep watching 10 to see if you've won and who is this week's top AFL player. SMS now.
At La Trobe, we place great emphasis on the
you
in university.
To find out how we have the right course for
you.
You.
Come to Open Day, Sunday, August 24th.
At La Trobe University.
So, you love a good movie?
Then don't miss the Video Easy cut price sale now on. Buy Daredevil on X-Rental DVD for only $14.95. $14.95. brand new DVDs from only $9.95.
Ex-rental videos and DVDs, price to go.
Price to go.
The Video Easy cut price movie sale. Catch Daredevil on ex-rental DVD for only $14.95.
$14.95.
The Video Easy cut price movie sale. Now on.
For the movie fan in all of us.
They thought the past was dead and buried, but it's about to come back with a vengeance.
You don't know what you're dealing with. Don't let them put him in the dark. We stay in the light, we stay alive.
Darkness Falls at cinemas August 28.
I think television has its limitations when it comes to talking to you about coffee. It's so hard for me to describe how good it is. Do you know what's so special about our formula? I will show you. Here, my family plantation in Brazil. In Brazil, we make coffee like we play soccer, with passion, with love. We only make full, rich, double-rested coffee. Viva Riva.
A new home with no cash of your own. And pay from just $245 a week, including Divine's $50 a week off until 2005. Call Divine 13 24 66 now.
The RDA4's unique Multitronic transmission makes it smoother than an automatic and faster than a manual. Even the wind can't keep up. The RDA4, the performance sedan.
The ultimate end-of-season massacre is on now. Prices have been changed on every wood heater and gas log fire by up to 30%. All floor stock must be sold. The ultimate end-of-season massacre on now at Dandenong, Epping, Melbourne Showground, Thomas Crossing, Lilydale, Moorabbin, Mornington and Geelong.
What do you cook when the king's expected for dinner?
Right, Elvis, come in, big fella. Okay.
7 o'clock Monday, you're about to find out.
Kind of one of the best burgers you're ever going to have.
The new series you've been craving for. Oliver's Twist, 7 o'clock Monday.
A gala night in Sydney. Unfortunately for the local fans, not a gala situation at half-time with Collingwood leading by 27 points. It began with one of the game's greatest figures, Ron Barassi, being paraded around Telstra Stadium. He's been awarded life membership of the Sydney Swans today. It's great to have him with us at half-time. Ron, to start on a sombre note, the game lost another of its legendary figures today. In fact, literally a legend in Jack Dyer.
Yeah, well, knowing Jack, I'm sure he wouldn't want us to be sombre about this event. A marvellous figure in football, a legend, correctly so. Captain Blood, I mean, brings to mind a lot of things. Absolute fantastic football from what I hear. I never saw him play except as a kid, and I wouldn't appreciate it as a kid, but I was told by my coach, Norm Smith, who I think knows everything about football, he rated Jack Dyer very highly as a player, and of course as a personality, he was, second to none.
Born in 1913, made his debut in 1931, so all these years he's given us contact with a very early era in the game, hasn't he?
He has, and of course the thing about Jack and why he's kept this magic name alive was that he was such a success in the media, both on the radio and on television. He was an absolute Aussie character.
Of course, we didn't ever know whether he was seriously cracking jokes or whether they just happened.
That's true, and we'll never know now.
We won't. No, he's been a great man in the game, and inevitably the tributes will pour forth, and we have one now from the AFL's main man, CEO Wayne Jackson.
In some ways it's a celebration of a life, isn't it? And a celebration of what a man has given to a football club and given to football in those days, and very, very sad for the family, but a great celebration of what someone like Jack can contribute to a club and to our society and to a game.
Thanks, Wayne.
Thank you.
Vale Jack Dyer at the age of 89. Ron, 50 years of your life this year have been given to the elite level of the game. Is footy worth 50 years of a life?
I think so, although 20 years ago, if you'd said to me I'd be still in the game at this stage, I would have said I don't think so. But things happened. I mean, I've had an excellent life in football. I just couldn't... I've given a lot, but it's given me back a lot more.
When you started at Melbourne in the early 50s, Jack Mueller was coaching the seconds, and he wrote of you after one of your cameo appearances that this boy thinks he can do anything. Was that true?
That's true, and he didn't mean it in a nice way either. So my coach picked me up at work in Brunswick, and from between Brunswick and the MCG, he gave me a good lecture, and I got out of the car at the MCG for training with Norm Smith, swearing never to have a swelled head again, and I hope I haven't.
You've mellowed wonderfully, and it's been a pleasure all along the way for all of us. Ron Barassi, now a life member of his 4th AFL club, the Sydney Swans. There's another match in progress tonight at the Gabba. Let's check in with Brisbane playing Geelong. Meanwhile, here at Telstra Stadium, Collingwood lead the Swans by 27 points at halfway. It's enough to bring a tear to a local eye.
You've been watching Ford Footy Talk.
Now you can enjoy the excitement of Foxtel with Telstra and save money.
It's easy with the Telstra Rewards package. When you package a Foxtel with your Telstra home phone, you'll save 5% every month off your Foxtel. Or when you package your Foxtel and your home phone with your Big Punt Internet or Telstra Mobile, you'll save 10% every month off your Foxtel. To find out how you can save, call Telstra
on 1800 052 052.
Where's the home for spanners?
Where's the home for sprays?
Where's the home
to save this Father's Day?
Where?
Home Hardware. Make Dad's Day at our Father's Day Dog-a-Log sale. This 2-horsepower air compressor kit, just $139. And this handy tidy is only $4.75. The Father's Day Dog-a-Log sale.
Where?
Home Hardware.
Where can the wind take me?
Where else?
Where can I leave my mark? And my heart? Where can I be a fish? A bird? Or a treasure hunter? Where can I make time for the moments that count?
Where else but Queensland?
I used to come to McDonald's for my kids. Now I come here for my lunch.
Introducing our new chicken fold-over with succulent roast chicken breast pieces, grilled onions, shredded lettuce, melted Bega So-Light cheese, all in a seasoned flatbread and topped off with a low-fat herb mayonnaise. It's just one of the many delicious lighter options now permanently available. New Salads Plus. It's a change for good at McDonald's.
There are many puzzling phenomena, some easier to explain than others. Why, for example, here in Norfolk, did fish mysteriously fall from the sky? Tornado or something more mysterious? Why, too, do more people pay with Visa than American Express? Visa is accepted at twice as many places around the world. And one of those places is the famous Doyle's at Sydney's Watson's Bay. Why is Doyle so popular? The fish is so fresh.
Very soon, you could get a brand new car in your letterbox. Look out for your TAC Drive Right form. Register, put the sticker on your car, then drive safely, and you could win one of 5 Renault Megans. Drive Right, coming soon to your letterbox. Authorised by the Victorian Government, Melbourne.
The AFL Premiership Season 2003 brought to you by Carlton. Brewed since 1864. And our telecast sponsors, Carlton Draft. Draft beer at its best. TAC. Could you deal with the consequences? Wipe off 5. Big Pond. Amazing broadband. And Ford New Falcon. Can't get enough of this.
Rain has cleared at Telstra Stadium. Any more than 54 and a bit thousand tonight, and we have a new record for the greatest crowd ever outside of Victoria. And the fans are loving it, although they'd like to see a few more Sydney goals for those that are wearing the red and white. Anyway, let's go down to the boundary line. Jared Waitley and Neil Cordy.
Well, quarters, Alan Didak finished the second quarter in the arms of the trainers, but it's good news for Collingwood to see him back out and running around with the side. Collingwood supporters certainly enjoying themselves down behind the goals there, Cords. It is a crowd that threatens to get noisy if the Swans can get in on any sort of roll.
And Collingwood supporters will be enjoying seeing Nick Davis on the bench. He's starting on as well as Paul Williams, another former Magpie. But it hasn't rained at all. It's, as I speak, it's just starting to drizzle again. So there is some chance the ground might dry out just a little bit. But as I speak, as I say, I think it's just starting to rain again.
There's a couple of big names on the bench. Robert, what do you think of that move with Williams and Davis sitting on the pine?
Certainly surprised that Paul Williams is there. Nick Davis was given plenty of time in the midfield. He lowered his colours. I think Davis is needed in the forward line. We know he's an opportunist. Might only get the 3 or 4 kicks in the second half, but he could be he could get 3 or 4 goals. So I'd have Davis up forward, Williams in the midfield.
We start this third term. It's Collingwood leading by 27 points. Second spot on the ladder up for grabs after the Adelaide Crows shock loss this afternoon to the Kangaroos. A guaranteed home final. It's a big prize tonight. Kirk. Little give to Goods. Bravely has a bounce. Inside 50 it goes for the Swans. O'Keefe. Cloak slaps it away, but only as far as Schneider. Hits the woodwork. That would have been a big start for the Swans.
And if they can get the first couple, they're well and truly back in it with the momentum of the crowd. And we saw Goods dash from the centre, have a bounce, so the conditions of the ground aren't too bad. Clement, the short one this time. Lucuria gives it back to him, and he might bang it long. And Collingwood reach the centre. Rocker puts them forward thereof. Barry, well tackled by Burns. Now Matthews. Maxfield really just absorbing the tackles, but the Swans break away. Kirk to O'Keefe. Clement with the height advantage. And quite a depth when the ball hits the deck. Didak and Collingwood away.
Clever play by the Collingwood defence.
And again, Kirk making sure that Nathan Buckley doesn't get a touch of the football. Intercepting with a spoil there. Bit of frustration on the face of Buckley.
Goods against Fraser. Back of the pack is O'Brien. Here's a rare touch for Buckley. Walker. Tapped it only as far as Fosdyke. So Sydney to attack again. They've got a spare man here. Creswell lurking in the back of the pack, but the bounce didn't favour him. Lucuria to half forward. James overran it. Well played by Bolton. Taps it to Matthews. To Jude Bolton. Now back to James. To the wing. No free. And Lucuria's got it for Collingwood.
Rocker on the end of it, and Woden very dangerous at the fall. Calling for it over the top, Williams. Woden doesn't worry.
Make me tell you I'm in love with you. Kiss me.
Double hopped Carlton Sterling. It's the beer lover's light.
Magpies push their lead out to 32. Buckley squeezes it out to Didak. Jude Bolton did well. Maxfield. Back inside 50, the Swans go. Clement. It's a good result as it spills to Burns. Now Walker. Back out wide to Johnson, who goes into the corridor. Good kick. Turns. Just too strong with that Magpies. Playing the better brand of football. And if Chris Tarrant can convert here, it's out to 38 points.
Long kick to a dangerous spot. If he doesn't mark it, Didak gets it at ground level. Gee, that's a good leap.
Tarrant's got one. He's got 46 for the season, 10th on the goal kicking table. Kicking at just over 50% conversion this year. Collingwood by 33.
There's another solo, Tim.
A lovely solo and a lovely long ball now. But Kirk is outreached by Rocker, who had an arm pinned, and it's his free kick. Wouldn't the Swans love to have him the way he's playing? He's imposing himself on football matches now. Burns beaten by the skid. Tarrant. Kennelly overrunning that. The courier in everything for Collingwood. Matthews has had a fair bit of it. A ball up. Collingwood again dangerous.
Umpire wastes no time. Goods the tap. Fosdyke. Oh, still in play. Craig Bolton. Good tackle by Tarrant. Buckley. So throw in about 60 out from the Magpies' goal. They lead by 33 points.
Fresh legs on the bench for Collingwood. Reece Shaw hasn't had much game time, nor McGough.
Clearing kick by Jude Bolton, but only as far as Rocker. No mark awarded. Good hands by Creswell to Fosdyke. So O'Loughlin gets the free for the push out by James Clement. He plays on. Into the pocket, looking for O'Keefe. Well played by Cloak to stand his ground, and Locken sees it safely over the line. So about 35 out from the Swans' goal. A trial by 5.5 goals.
Wasn't a lot of support for O'Keefe in that play. Cloak first fist onto it. Creswell. Now Maxfield. And it falls well for Crouch.
A bit of luck there, Tim, but in front of his opponent.
Glove off for the shot for goal. One of them anyway. No staging from Creswell that time. Crouch in the right spot. Well, every time the Swans kick one, we remarked that it was the badly needed one. They badly need about 5. Just to cut it to 27. And Jared Crouch delivers.
For the lowest prices every day, storm into your nearest Bunnings warehouse. 25-litre black hobby box 2 for $9. 2-piece diamond blade set only $14.88. Electric chainsaw just $139. 35-centimetre glazed pot a low $9.98. 4-way power board an amazing $2.50. And if you happen to find a cheaper price on a stocked item, we'll beat it by 10%.
Bunnings warehouse.
Lowest prices are just the beginning.
And the question now is, can the Swans string 2 goals together? The Magpies have had all the answers. Burns feeds out the handball. Buckley starting to come into the game a little bit. The wrestle's on. Ball comes out to Fosdyke. Kicks it into space. O'Loughlin. Well spoiled by Clement. And we'll have a throw in. So it's in Sydney's attacking half.
Sydney often have 2 up at the boundary throw-in.
Bolton got a fist on it to Crouch. Quick kick inside 50. Cloak, clever soccer. It was a bit risky, but it's come off beautifully. Woden to half forward. Kennelly backs himself. Hamill puts his skipper under the pump. Loney hovers over the top of it. Comes out to Crouch. Just bangs it inside 50. O'Loughlin can't trap it. Clement plays him in a soccer. Then ricochets to Kirk. Gives it to O'Loughlin. Right foot snap and falls short. Beats everyone. Points.
They're working hard, Sydney. Just didn't get enough boot on ball there, but almost fluked one through.
Needed his leg break.
They've lifted a bit, Sydney.
The margin 26. Woden runs the full measure. Fraser and Goods one out. Collingwood with the numbers. Burns to Loney. Didak collecting, but not quite keeping it in play. And Holland not particularly appreciating Stuart Maxfield's attentions. Which were less than amorous. It's relay. Thought the ball had gone out. It's going to be Tarrant's ball now at the 50 for Collingwood. Distance beyond him. It's a good delivery to Rocker, who's still a chance. Oh, he's done it! What a magnificent goal! A thief in the night.
Well, what an amazing effort by Anthony Rocker, if you don't mind, on the boundary line and on the left boot. Right on the boundary line, skids it through.
Well, Peter Dacos is in the commentary box next to us, and he just smiled, because that was vintage Dacos.
Gee, hasn't he got some skill for a big man?
Three goals to Anthony Rocker, one in each quarter, and it's Collingwood by 32. Free kick to Kirk. To Goods. Well done, Didak. Just playing with really no system. Sydney as the Magpies work the ball to the wing. Fraser's got support. Clever. Great vision to Woden. Oh, and somehow, with a beautifully weighted kick, finds Chris Tarrant. Tarrant short. Holland's got away from Davis. Take Brody Holland will line up from about 45 out.
Collingwood take more marks in their forward 50 area than any other team. Most of them, as we saw there, the chip pass, they make the space, they create the space, lead hard into that space, and it makes this a gettable goal now. Tarrant just beyond his kicking distance, and Tarrant, the #1 assist player in the Collingwood side as far as setting up goals for teammates. Look, he's a wonderful player, Tarrant, and an unselfish one as well.
Kicked 9 goals, 3 this season, Brody Holland. From 45, this is really going to hurt.
Now you can enjoy the excitement of Foxtel with Telstra and save money.
It's easy with a Telstra Rewards package. When you package a Foxtel with your Telstra home phone, you'll save 5% every month off your Foxtel. Or when you package your Foxtel and your home phone with your Big Punt Internet or Telstra Mobile, you'll save 10% every month off your Foxtel. To find out how you can save, call Telstra
on 1800 052 052.
The Magpies are closing in on second spot on the ladder. A week out from the finals. Fraser drives them forward again. Tarrant getting better. 30 metres out. Collingwood by 38. And really they have just been way too good for the Swans in these conditions. Williams to Buckley to put his mark on it. Not quite the mark he was after.
Well, Tim, you mentioned they've been better in the conditions they have, and it started well before the first bounce. when McKee was left out of the side, and Nathan Buckley disappointed he missed that, because he's had a tough first half, just starting to come back into it in this third quarter. His work rate has been sensational with his tackles, his blocks, his smothers, his 1%ers. But Mick Malthouse sensed there'd be rain and put one ruckman out and a ground player in, and Sydney have gone into the game with two ruckmen in Micklejohn and Roberts Thomas, who between them have touched the ball once.
Collingwood leads by 39. Goods against Fraser. Johnson. Now Adam Goods. The tackling from Collingwood is fierce. And so is the smothering. Look at that. Beautifully done by Johnson. They might have ricocheted off his boot after the smother. Subsequently, it's a free kick out to Darren Creswell.
Gee, Barry Hall just 2 disposals for the game.
Maxfield pumps it long. Getting back with a fight of the ball with courage was Cloak. Desperate stuff. And the Maggies concede the behind. .38 points, Collingwood leads.
Like to see Barry Hall given a run in the ruck. Goods go to centre half forward.
Right, thank you. Right. Maloney. Now Lockett. Numbers are against Tarrant, but the placement of the ball is good for him. Rare fumble, but Didak has time to atone for it. Lucuria gives it back to him. And here go the Magpies again. Goods held his ground well against Fraser. Good stuff by Walker. Mr. Walker having a pretty useful weekend.
Well, he just got the yardage tip. He trapped it with his boot and then socketed it with the other. And Mick Malthouse would be happy with that.
Now he'll do the ruck work, or will he let Fraser go? He does, and a good result for Collingwood. Burns is allowed to run on, and on the end of it is Williams. Kennelly makes the spoil. Has a couple to beat. Woden through it. Williams. Now Swans with numbers. Kennelly worked hard. Deserves the stat that comes his way. We'll get another one from Matthews. Now Paul Williams, their only hope, well mown down by Didak. Cloak.
He's an old-fashioned footballer, is Jason Cloak. Strong spoil from behind, kick it off the ground, just do the percentage things. Sydney have got Davis and Williams on, both playing in the forward line.
Goods the tap to Jude Bolton, whose kick ricochets to Collingwood's half forward on Johnson in heavy traffic to Burns. Soccer off the ground by Crouch. Fraser on hands and knees. Did it nicely. Woden.
Jason Cloak, spare man in defence for Collingwood. They're well in front. They've got Cloak just holding up things across half-back. Paul Roos can't allow that to happen.
Buckley knocks it forward. We saw that a couple of times in the first quarter. Jude Bolton over to Creswell. To Matthews. Schneider. Another smother. This time by Burns.
How tough is Scotty Burns? They revel in the in-close conditions, Collingwood. Take a lot of pride in winning contested ball.
So it's just outside Collingwood's attacking 50. Goods against Fraser. Fourth man up in the end was James. He'd got the tap. Jared Crouch looking for Hall and finds him. So Barry Hall's got him. He's 55 out. He's going to go for home. There's no one in the goal square. O'Loughlin gets back there now. He tries to shepherd it through and it's home. Barry Hall kicks the goal. Just first score for tonight.
I'd like to see that again. I think O'Loughlin allowed himself to be pushed by Cloak. We see Cloak desperately rushing back. O'Loughlin is happy to take the push because he knows that will enable the ball to get over the line. He didn't resist the push from Cloak, accepted it. Ball carried the line. Well done, Michael O'Loughlin.
3 kicks, 3 marks, 1 goal to Barry Hall.
Margin 32. O'Brien. Buckley. Barry front position. Swans have dropped a few chest marks tonight. Crouch been pretty good. Nick Davis held under the ball by Loney. And it's all Collingwood. Their defence has been outstanding. Waitland, good result to Scotland. Not sure whether he was the intended target. Fraser now placing it carefully for Tarrant. Bolton arriving and just holding things up for his namesake. Jude Bolton to Shawble. Just too strong for Fosdyke. Woden. It's a free kick. Craig Bolton wants to go on. Now Williams, and the Swans can build. They have Nick Davis loose. He could have shepherded for O'Loughlin. Now Maxfield. No one back there. No hope. Waitland.
Gee, Barry Hall was free at about 10 metres on his opponent. And he is spitting chips off the ball because there was a lost opportunity for Sydney, but it's still in play. Fosdyke. Here's another chance for Big Bear Bustling. Can he get there? No, he can't.
Bad kick, and you can see Big Barry's not happy with the kick. Should have been better than that.
In the forward pocket for the Swans. Fraser will contest this one against Hall. Cloak third man up, has a fresh airing. Burns, as always, at the bottom of the pack. Fed it out nicely. Johnson to Loney to Scotland. There's a box on behind play too. Nick Davis involved, was he? Back to take Keith. And Lachlan. Collingwood working inside there, attacking 50. Shawble slides onto it dangerously. Matthews. Over to James. Didn't panic. Now Jude Bolton. To Schneider. Sweeping handball to Goods. Beautiful sidestep. He's got Crouch on. He's got about 10 minutes to work with. Oh, he's dropped it. Spilt the piece of soap. Just he was off. As he was off. And we'll have a bounce and a lost opportunity for Sydney.
See that happen a few times tonight. Sydney players most unexpectedly dropping the ball.
Well, there was a fumble at the end of almost every disposal on that build-up, and still it was a build-up that should have produced a goal.
Credit to Collingwood for the pressure they've applied from the first bounce. They've worried Sydney.
Collingwood by 32. Fine steal by Holland to Scotland. The international brigade for Collingwood. Working it away to the wing. So 4.5 minutes left in the quarter. Sydney really need to kick a couple of goals in that time to put themselves vaguely in touch and then have the last run at Collingwood.
Goods to Tat. To Maxfield, to Kirk, to the run of Williams. Here's a build-up for Sydney. Williams unloads from 50. It's a good-looking kick. It's a goal.
Gwen knew how to get a party started. She just didn't know when to stop. 8:30 Sunday.
We carry our own bags here at this end of the Sheridan.
Rehab doesn't have to be a bummer.
You're in deliverance country surrounded by a bunch of sober freaks.
Oh my God, look at my package.
This could be your liver right now.
Do you have plans for dinner?
Sandra Bullock, Steve Buscemi.
You know, if your counselor catches you using, you can get kicked out of it.
I don't plan on discussing it with him.
Too late.
28 days, 8:30 Sunday.
The margin 26. Almost back where it was at half-time. But there is a little momentum about the Swans at the moment.
And the crowd, Tim, they're starting to come to life.
Fraser and Goods. Fraser, good swat for Buckley and Shaw, who's come off the bench. Long ball, too long for Andrew Williams. Good scouting, Scotland. Williams now. Another fumble. Matthews mown down from behind and high. So Sydney's ball.
Tackle from behind, you've just got to grab and then roll to the side. You can't cannon into the back and keep going.
Leo Barry goes short to Schneider.
Again wide to the boundary line.
Leading possession getters for Collingwood, Didac 17, Licurious 16, 15 each to Tarrant and Burns, while for the Swans 20 to Matthews, 18 to Goods, 17 to Jude Bolton and 16 to Fosdyke. Goods won it comfortably against Walker. Quick handball out to Fosdyke. He's got Williams in support. Caught hard.
That could be 50. Brody Holland.
He dropped the knees in. That's 50. He dropped the knees in. 50.
This is a big 50 for Sydney.
And I reckon the umpire got it right. Mick Malthouse would be fuming.
Here's a replay.
We'll see Williams gets caught high. Goes to ground. I think it's Brody Holland coming in late. And the knee into the rump of Williams. Unnecessary.
Well, this will make it 20 points, Rob.
And the crowd will be the loudest that we've heard all night.
Now you can enjoy the excitement of Foxtel with Telstra and save money.
It's easy with a Telstra Rewards package. When you package a Foxtel with your Telstra home phone, you'll save 5% every month off your Foxtel. Or when you package your Foxtel and your home phone with your Big Punt Internet or Telstra Mobile, you'll save 10% every month off your Foxtel. To find out how you can save, call Telstra
on 1800 052 052.
It's not quite a Kathy Freeman roar yet, but the Swans are lifting. Margin 20. Goods beats Walker. Scotland for Collingwood. Well done, Maxfield, to hold him up. Fosdyke to Creswell. Fosdyke has to go back and win it. Does okay to O'Keefe. Oh, another miss. Their hands have let them down all night. Locken for Collingwood. Tarrant covering a lot of territory. The turn onto his right beat them all. It's clever football. Fraser will have to work hard at ground level. He does okay. O'Brien. Now Williams. Wrong side from 45. Swans hold it up.
Guys, the crowd is 72,393. Not only blows away the old record for the biggest crowd outside Victoria, it smashed that, but it's also 10,000 more than any game of AFL this year.
Sensational. And Josh Fraser trying to milk a free kick.
Watch out behind.
He just buckles everywhere when the tackle comes on.
Fraser into the pocket. Lucuria off the ground, not quite. And the Swans concede a rush behind.
Adam Goods has given Sydney a pretty good lift in the ruck. His centre bounce work has been really good in this third quarter. And they just have to keep him on. Like, ideally, Paul Roos would like to share the work, not have too heavy a load on Adam Goods, but, gee, there are times when you've just got to go.
It's the Magpies by 21. Buckley on centre wing. That's a superb kick to Scotland. Oh, Breeze all by himself in the pocket. He'll mark and run on here. No, he won't. Yes, he will. O'Brien on the left. Hits the posts.
Ooh, that keeps Sydney alive. I reckon if Collingwood had a reply, very hard for Sydney to come again, but no doubt the game's well and truly alive.
Collingwood by 22 now. What an important 95 seconds we have here.
Well, the big ruckman, Micklejohn, is on again, and he's pushed wide to the wing to contest a long kick.
Long ball, Craig Bolton. Shawble in front, Rocker the good spoil. Creswell, creative hand pass. James, Kirk. Now Jude Bolton. Now big Micklejohn. pulled off the kick. Here's Bazza. Just couldn't find Schneider with the hand pass, and Collingwood have front numbers. Maxfield came like a freight train.
Stewie Maxfield could have killed Mercurian. I reckon he went easy on him.
Comes out of it with a free, and the Swans have time here. These are big seconds.
Stuart Maxfield in the middle of Telstra Stadium in front of 72,000 plus people. Goes sideways to Matthews. This is disposal number 22 for being off the ball. Tarrant and Creswell go at it. Umpire lets that go. Davis is marked.
Every Collingwood player is in their defensive half.
So Nick Davis goes for the big torpedo, and it is a thumping kick to the tip of the goal square. Williams almost marked. It's a point.
Hit his chest and bounced out. Big spiral torque, not easy to mark. Oh, Gila Curia's brave and tough.
Well, it fell onto Paul Williams' chest. He had to go at the umpire as though he should have got a free kick, but really he should have marked it. It surprised him. It came from nowhere. Buckley to Locken, and Collingwood should hold on now and take a 21-point lead to the last change, barring a clanging error here. But the game is alive. Three-quarter time at Telstra Stadium. The Swans have hit back. Collingwood's lead, 21 points.
They have hit back, Tim. I remember saying halfway through that third quarter, Collingwood's won every quarter. Well, they didn't win that one. Williams, big difference coming back onto the ground, kicking a couple of goals, and they won that quarter by 6 points. They are well and truly in the contest.
Final break here at Telstra Stadium. It is Collingwood by 21 points, but the Swans are not out of the picture yet.
On 10's new hit show, how do you know it's the right time?
Oh, God, yeah.
Well, he says...
You've got a fish on the hook. What are you waiting for?
That's right, mate. There's only so long a flathead will flop around on a jetty before it carks it.
This time, it's about self-control.
And she says...
Maybe he just doesn't find me attractive. Because he's gay.
Over 1 million Australians agree it's TV's most refreshing new drama. Crash Burn, 8:30 Monday.
Meet Janet. She bought a Simpson washing machine and dryer and suddenly found the time to develop a killer backhand. Next door, Teresa bought a Simpson dishwasher and now has time to discuss current affairs. Tanya bought a Simpson oven, and she then had the time to get to know the new neighbour, Tim. Simpson's time-saving features give you more time for life. Simpson, time for life.
They thought the past was dead and buried, but it's about to come back with a vengeance.
You don't know what you're dealing with.
Don't let them put him in the dark. We stay in the light, we stay alive.
Darkness Falls at cinemas August 28.
I love my footy, but there's one thing even I can do without. Winter. Cold and wet Saturday afternoons aren't my idea of paradise. But now, thanks to the Queensland Travel Centre, every footy fan can enjoy their own break in the sunshine at a great price.
Want a free 7-night holiday? Just buy 7 nights at Break Free Grand Pacific Resort on the Sunshine Coast for only $466 per person and receive a free 7-night holiday next year. That's a huge saving of $932 per couple. So ring now.
For this and other great deals, phone 13 88 33 or visit your local Queensland Travel Centre. Winter sunshine, where else but Queensland?
McDonald's New Roast Chicken Salad is my absolute favourite because now Mum loves Macca's as much as me.
Introducing our new roast chicken salad with an exotic salad mix, succulent roast chicken breast pieces, dried cranberries, bigger so-light chews, all topped off with our choice of low-fat, tangy dressings. It's just one of the many delicious lighter options now permanently available.
Go Macca's.
New Salads Plus. It's change for good at McDonald's.
The less that happens to the oil in your engine, the better it protects. Which is why, together with Ferrari, Shell developed Helix. Even in the white heat of racing, Helix stays calm. And if Shell can protect a Ferrari, who better to protect your car?
Very soon, you could get a brand new car in your letterbox. Look out for your TAC Drive Right form. Register, put the sticker on your car, then drive safely, and you could win one of 5 Renault Megans. Drive Right, coming soon to your letterbox. Authorised by the Victorian Government, Melbourne.
Paul Roos, the coach of the Sydney Swans, doing his best to squeeze everything out of his team. They're back with a chance. They trail by three-quarter time, Sydney by 21 points. Collingwood 83, Sydney 62. Rockers had a great game for the Maggies with 3. Scotland's got a couple, while the multiples for the Swans are O'Keefe and Williams. Matthews 22 disposals leads the way for Sydney. 17 to Didac for the Magpies. As we have a look at the fresh legs for both teams. Firstly, Sydney.
Well, the two at top there, Thompson and Micklejohn, both ruckmen. They won't get much game time, so that doesn't help Sydney. James Sundqvist perhaps can give them a bit of a lift in this final quarter. It's the Collingwood fresh legs that's interesting. And I think Mick Malthouse is the best coach in the AFL at managing his 22 players and making sure he's got players with plenty of run when they get to this last quarter. And Mark McGough is certainly one who we can look forward to getting plenty of ball and plenty of game time in this last term. Malloy and Shaw are 2 others who haven't been out there a great deal.
Jared Waitley and Neil Cordy.
Quarter's a real feeling of beware in the Collingwood huddle. Certainly halfway through that quarter it looked like it was going to be a comfortable night for the Pies, but Mick Malthouse certainly had the urgency of a man who believes this is far from done, reinforcing how they started the night to play their wit with the football.
Paul Roos couldn't have got out there fast enough. He really believes they played terribly, but yet still find themselves in the game. Good's got a rest, and so did Crouch at the end, and they'll need it.
Heaviest rain of the night falling now.
It certainly is. We start the final term. The battle for second spot. It's Collingwood in front by 21. Sydney get the first clear possession. Or do they? Schneider.
No chance. Thanks, Adam. Straight back.
Jason Cloak again, spare man in defence for the Magpies. Matthews, the spare man for Sydney.
Goods. Well, threw that out to Maxfield, who's stripped of the ball. Woden.
Held 2 in again. Thanks, Shane.
So another bounce still inside the centre square.
I think the rain could be telling. When the rain's fallen, Collingwood have been superior. Sydney were hitting back as the weather abated late in that third quarter. Won't be easy in these conditions to pull back 21 points.
So Scotty McLaren getting the ball as quick as he can to get it back into play.
Shawble, but Woden read it well. Barry getting under it. And a chest mark is held. A few haven't been tonight. Kennelly now. Takes on Williams. Tarrant ran hard at him. Good chase. Good delivery, Kennelly. Schneider couldn't quite hang on.
Gives a great pass, wasn't it?
Well, the rain continues to fall. It's going to be hard work for the Swans. And what price those 3 goals Collingwood kicked in the first 12 minutes of the night.
Barry Hall at full forward. O'Loughlin at centre half forward.
Goods cleverly to Creswell. And another stalemate.
Jump behind.
Shane Wakeland done a terrific job on Barry Hall tonight.
Quick kick out of the pack by Jude Bolton. O'Loughlin had the front posse, couldn't mark. Fed out the handball, but intercepted by Johnson. Kick straight to Bolton. Now O'Loughlin again to Williams, who's kicked a couple. A snap from a standing start. Creswell, goal! It's back to 15 points.
Well, they needed to get the first one. The strength of Collingwood in close has been dominant all night. But Williams has made a huge difference since coming on halfway through that third quarter. Kicked a couple in the third quarter, almost took a mark and kicked another late in the third term, set that one up for Creswell. And Creswell, the master at getting forward of the play.
Goods and Walker. Goods wins handsomely. And Rhodes. Matthews. Big possession earner for the Swans. Now Kirk. Sydney dangerous again. That's a good centering ball. Maxfield with courage. Good spoiled Didac. Holland clears aimlessly. Might get a result. O'Brien did well. Turned his back at the right time. Now Lucuria. And well delivered to Williams. Too far out, but Collingwood looking for the answering goal.
This is where they do it well.
Buckley.
It's where they do it well. They set up marks inside that forward 50 better than anybody.
Kirk seemed to be asking why the ball didn't touch his hands. It did touch his hands. And one of the umpires felt it hadn't, but umpire McLaren intervenes and says Kirk did touch it. That was my initial impression. The Swans are off the hook here for the moment. Rocker. Another ball up.
Tackle's got a stick. Tackle's got a stick. Wasn't the tackle? No.
Well, it looked like a mark, but the umpire said it was touched, and Nathan Buckley getting hot under the collar.
Fraser. Good kick. Just offline though. So a point to Collingwood. Josh Fraser second behind for the night. And 84 plays 68. It is 16 points in favour of the Magpies. Goods.
22nd disposal coming up. Gee, they're a better side when he plays in the rough.
To the wing. O'Loughlin couldn't hang on to it. Throw in. Well, the Magpies led by 6 goals plus. Lucuria puts it back inside attacking 50. And Kennelly sees it over the line. It's a Collingwood bench there. Got Cloak, Shaw, Malloy.
All their dads played league footy. Kirk, Maxfield. Davis, pretty quiet, did well there. Creswell, clever kick. Hall, well done, Wakeland. What an efficient performer he is down the back for the Magpies. Part of that unsung list of names in defence, and they form one of the best blankets in the competition.
Barry Hall will do the ruck work. Goods stays at half-back.
Margin 16 points Collingwood's way. Lovely work, Hall. Williams couldn't take it with him. Johnson to Buckley, excellent for the Magpies. Good move this by Collingwood. Tarrant to Scotland. Magpies with an open 50. Fraser did it beautifully and kicked the goal.
Falcon, Wheels Car of the Year. Can't get enough of this.
Collingwood by 22. Creswell didn't have much support. Now O'Brien bangs it onto the right. Fraser against Barry. Kennelly. He's got Jude Bolton in support. That's where the handball goes. Back to the running Kennelly. Great run. And that is a superb pass to Barry Hall.
Just a great bit of play by Ty Kennelly. In fact, he's kept going. He's taken that ball from defensive 50 and pushed himself into the forward 50.
Superb skills from the Irishman. Williams and Holland. Hall pumps it inside 50. Williams in the front position. Holland picks him off. It spills to Davis. Not a bad right foot snap. It's coming back.
I used to come to McDonald's for my kids. Now I come here for my lunch.
Introducing our new chicken fold-over with succulent roast chicken breast pieces, grilled onions, shredded lettuce, melted Bega So-Light cheese, all in a seasoned flatbread and topped off with a low-fat herb mayonnaise. It's just one of the many delicious lighter options now permanently available. New Salads Plus. It's a change for good at McDonald's.
Another slice of fingernail chopped off. Swans are still there. Margin 16 points. Walker wins. Crown Sharks. Woden first there. Buckley now. Great delivery. Scotland. And that's perfect for Tarrant.
And he just turned Craig Bolton around. And again, a Collingwood mark in the forward 50. But just a good passage of play by Collingwood. Woden with the quick handball to Buckley. Buckley with the perfect pass to Scotland. Scotland to set this one up.
And they've set them up with far more ease. They've been able to lift it a notch when they've had to. And they just look a cut above the Swans tonight. Important kick, though. The margin 16. Plenty of time left. Tarrant for his second. He misses. Margin 17 points.
Kennelly, his kick is good and it finds Barry.
Adam Goods is off. Nickel-John on in the ruck.
Matthews in 2 minds there. Eventually kicks to Kennelly. He took his arm to footy but has time to recover. To Barry. Off the ball. Kennelly got put down. Oh, he's copped it straight up to Scotland. Ty Kennelly. Can Collingwood make them pay? No. It's out of the full. So Matthews decides to go the other side this time. Oh, Shawball. Oh, he's running to Tarrant. Great tackle. Fortunately for Sydney, Bolton was there. Tarrant relentless. Great effort. Great second effort. Crouch. Socket off the ground by Walker. Williams. Socket again off the ground. This time by Holland. It's come off nicely by Woden. To Buckley. He's got a couple of metres on Kirk. Kirk gets there now. And we'll have a throw in 50 metres out for the Magpies goal. They lead by 17 points.
I think Brett Kirk's the best tagger in the competition at the moment. He just does not give his opponent a step. He's beside him all the way.
Buckley, 14 uses of the ball only. Swans will not lie down. They are still coming at Collingwood. They're a committed, admirable team. Fosdyke working it clear. Now who's got the legs? Where's Kennelly? He's not there. Jude Bolton is. And he beats Burns to the ball. But Walker is there for Collingwood. Bolton has another go. Brilliant work. Ball up is the correct decision.
Magnificent effort, Jude Bolton. 2 efforts. This one here, desperation to get his hand on the ball and push it forward, and then the wrap-up tackle.
Mickeljohn. Now Hall. The marauding Bazza. Creswell now. The old pro to O'Loughlin.
It's a great mark, Tim.
It'll be an even better kick.
Well, he leapt and he took it on his chest. He'd be thinking, hard ball to mark, on the hands, wet conditions, bullet-like pass, and he just threw himself, leapt off the ground, let it hit his chest.
This is a very difficult shot. He'll be a metre or two in from the boundary as he kicks it.
Creswell coming off, Stewie Maxfield on.
All concentration. A magnificent kick. The Swans within 11 points.
How's it going, Bob?
Good, Steve.
Mate, you wouldn't have a decent 13mm spanner, would you?
Yeah, I got one of them.
Why borrow when there's bargains like a UHF-CB radio, only $49, save 20. A 50Bs air toolkit, only $139. Superfit sheepskin seat covers, only $59 a front pair. And a jumbo toolbox, just $49, save $35.
I'll go down to Supercheap and pick one up.
You'll get the O'Loughlin mark.
Stressful times for Joffa. Sydney within 2 goals. What an incredible comeback. Scotland. Wheels onto the right. Searching kick. Tarrant has had a good night. Craig Bolton's on his hammer. Throw in 55 out from the Collingwood goal. Plenty of time left. We've gone 14 minutes in the final term. .12 minutes of actual game time left. O'Brien.
Goods back on.
Rain still falling here at Telstra Stadium. Goods nudged his opponent in the back. Lucky to get away with it. Kirk.
Kirk's free kick. I've never seen Nathan Buckley so upset.
He's so frustrated. He's frustrated with the umpiring more than anything.
I've never seen him so upset on a football field. He controls his emotions particularly well.
Well, the free kicks are 22 to 14 in favour of Sydney. You'd have to say they've had a good run of it. You won't get an argument from Nathan Buckley. Burns. Goods. What a start. On defensive 50. The kick to O'Keefe. He just couldn't hang on to it. Here's Rocker. To McGough, who's got the fresh legs. Walker slipped over at the crucial moment, but got it to O'Brien. Good vision. Back to Woden. Waddles one inside 50. Tarrant wrestles. Goods. Burns on his hammer. Goods will concede the point. It's 2 goals the difference in favour of Collingwood.
Swans applying tremendous pressure now, winning much more of the contested ball. They've kicked 7 goals to 4 since half-time. Kennelly. The solo? No, the stab. Maxfield. 2 goals in it. And the crowd of nearly 72,500 have had their money's worth. It didn't look like it for a while. Craig Bolton to Creswell.
He just came on.
O'Loughlin now. Too far out. Hall goes for it. Probably went a bit early. Nothing long. Sits it up for Hall. Jude Bolton as well. O'Keefe on his preferred side. Hasn't got the legs. Cloak in the way.
And he does that all the time. Jason Cloak just drops back.
Woden. Hurried kick to the wing. Strength by Rocker. Took the mark and kept his feet. Goes to his skipper at centre half forward. He's got Didak loose. And he takes the mark on 50.
Can't relax Sydney. If he can short it, he'll short it. He also is a thumping long kick.
It's not beyond him. He's kicked 1 goal tonight, Alan Didak. 30 goals for the season. It's wet and slippery, but we've seen him nail goals from here before.
In your day, Rob, the ball would have weighed half a ton by now.
Alan Didak. This would give Collingwood some breathing space. From 55 metres, he gives it everything. It'll fall short, and we'll have a throw in.
Not a bad result for Collingwood. Jared Malloy ponders the future. Collingwood look for one to just about put it beyond reach. Tarrant's been dangerous, but just hasn't quite been able to get reward for effort. Still time, although goals are hard earned at the moment. Hasn't stopped raining in this last quarter. Barry helping it to Maxfield. A peep over the shoulder. Swans are away. Roberts-Thompson over the footy. Collingwood with numbers. Woden been good in this last quarter. Mercuria. Good probing ball for Tarrant. Swans all grim defence at the moment. And they'll have to keep on defending for a little bit yet. Second position on the line. The stakes could scarcely be higher.
Shawble just working to block Josh Fraser coming over the top of these two.
Good handball from Mercuria to Rocket. Slung as he kicked. Maxfield to Kennelly. Back over the line. 8.5 of actual game time left. Collingwood leads by 2 goals.
Gee, look at all the space between the contest and the Collingwood goal.
They heard you, Rob.
Second spot up for grabs. O'Brien. Hurried kick. Bolton was desperate. Tarrant did well to Mercuria. Mercuria to Burns. Sidesteps. Gets the handball out. Scotland!
Someday, it's the battle of the big personalities. You watch them survive the cart, but who will survive your vote?
Sunday is the day to see 8 of the strongest Idol contenders yet sing for their lives. Who's got what it takes? Will Anthony please his toughest critic?
Just please say you're proud. Find out Monday as Australia hears the live verdict, guaranteed to end in tears.
You look like you were constipated.
The Idol episodes you can't miss, Sunday and Monday on 10.
And this is Collingwood at their best. Numbers, bodies, clever sidestep, Scotty Burns. Unselfish handball. Heath Scotland finishes off. He's had a good night, Heath Scotland. Played himself into a final series.
You should imagine with a name like that, he's not an extravagant goal kicker, just 7 in his career prior to tonight. And he's bagged 3. And that's Collingwood's margin. Mercuria, O'Brien, Rocker and Shawble. Jude Bolton done very well in the last quarter. To Kirk, to Goods. Last hurrah time for the Swans. Well done, Clement on O'Loughlin. And a perfectly placed spoil for Mercuria. And again, it's open up forward for Collingwood. Swans with numbers at the contests. Good work, Didak. Just getting a hand in. Kennelly, though, to Kirk. Clever little dab for Maxfield on the wrong side. Forced wide. Sundqvist. Oh, bad kick off the side of the boot. Another skill error in the wet. Scotland's ball.
Scotland at half back. Good kick to half forward and finds Didak, who thought about playing on. Instead he'll go back.
This is where he had a shot from a couple of minutes ago and really struggled to make the distance. He might be looking for a lead.
He's got the big guns up there in Rocker and Tarrant.
Yeah, plenty of space there. He'll take his time. Sydney players filling the holes.
So Alan Didak will be kicking from, once again, about 55 metres out. Wobbles one to the tip of the goal square. we'll have a bounce right on the goal line. So you'd think they'll concede a point here, or Collingwood might try and score a point, which would make it 3 kicks and a bit, Rob. So it could be a very handy point.
Yeah, and Collingwood just so good around the heavy contests.
So it's 19 points. It is a handy point. So Sydney have got to score 4 times. And there's only 6.5 left in the game. You'd want to be on the Magpies now.
It would be a miracle, a minor miracle at least, and that's no mark. So a throw in. Well, Collingwood kicked 3 goals unanswered in the first 12.5 minutes of the night. In an opening onslaught that shook the Swans. Criswell and Johnson at each other. Didak first to this ball. On the wrong side. Did well, did very well. And Rocker, from on the tight angle, has a chance to put it beyond any doubt. These two have been slapping at each other for the last minute. Emergency umpire out there. And Anthony Rocker just needs to take as much time as he possibly can. Collingwood runner would have been out there. They'd all know how many minutes are left. And just let the clock run down. He's even going to do the bootlaces up, Tim. That's something we did in the schoolyard many, many years ago. So they took some doing up back then because you put white cleaner on them. And the rain clogged them up. They did all sorts of shocking things. Well, a few are leaving. Some have put up the white flag. Here's Rocker to put it away. Edges out a little. Oh, misses by a lot. Swans ball. But not a lot of time. And quite a bit of scoring needing to be done. What a disappointing night weather-wise. Sydney have got to do a lot right now.
Adam Goods marks. Looking for something to kick to.
Well, they've got to go forward, not sideways.
Maxfield kicks hurriedly to the wing. Great pickup by Didak. Now Johnson to the 50, looking for Fraser. Courageous play by Schneider. Scotland. Crouch dispossessed. McGough. Umpire lets it go. And we'll have a bounce on centre wing. 5 minutes to go in the match. Collingwood by 19.
You took his run again, Josh. You took his run again. Come on.
Goods wastes no time from a standing start. Pumps it. Ball got both hands on it, couldn't mark. O'Keefe, that's an excellent kick. But Lachlan can't take the diving mark. Might still be a chance here for the Swans.
Yeah, Lachlan free.
Picked up by Crouch. He looks for O'Loughlin. And they'll have a throw-in in Sydney's forward pocket.
I think O'Loughlin needed to take that mark, go back, kick a quick goal to give the Swans any chance. Collingwood would be happy just to bottle this up now, force another ruck contest, let the seconds tick by.
Wonder if Joffa's still in the wet weather gear or whether he's gone for something a little more flamboyant. Here's Hall. O'Loughlin now, a long way from home. Matthews further. Good centering kick. O'Keefe will have to be clever. Collingwood defence too tight. The Magpies lead by 19 points. And you get the feeling that a couple of significant pieces have fallen into place in the Magpie jigsaw on this Saturday of round 21. Whether they lead to the Holy Grail, we'll have to wait and see, but they're well on the way.
Ty Connelly, no mark at centre-half forward, but his head ripped off, free kick.
Anthony, let him up, mate, let him up, let him up. Anthony, back here, back one, lad. Thank you, that's fine there.
Well, it sets up next week. The Magpies play Essendon on Friday night at the MCG. Fall of the ball, Crouch. And in the end, Clement suffers a rush behind. So back to 18 points of difference. 3 straight kicks with just, I suspect, a couple of minutes of game time left.
Gee, they're a well-drilled team, Collingwood. If they win this one, and we expect they will, that'll be 8 wins out of their last 9 games.
A fortnight ago, it looked as though it might have fallen apart when they were hammered by Brisbane. They're about to take second spot on the AFL table. Their fate in their own hands. Buckley gains metres. And the jacket is out. Joffa reckons it's all over.
Wasn't a bad mark Joffa took earlier in the game.
Oh, he's had a good night. Great smother, Woden. Johnson away. Collingwood could put a finishing touch to it here. And Tarrant might be the man, but no. A rare aerial error. Kennelly, been wonderful for the Swans, and that's a good placement.
Matthews coming up for disposal number 28. Squeezes the kick to half forward. O'Keefe, who started the game well, but just faded out in the second half. To half forward. Creswell against Johnson. O'Brien.
Never had the ball. Never took possession. Very soon. Mark's here. Quick.
15th free kick to Collingwood. 24 to the Swans. Woden.
Had a very good last quarter, Shane Woden. So too Dido.
So Woden will now eat some time off the clock. As Collingwood ice this game and go to second spot on the ladder. We'll get another crack at it here. Woden picks soccer off the ground. And over the line it goes. So Collingwood go to second spot. They're an outright second, and their fate is in their own hands. If they can beat Essendon next week, they finish in second and have the home final. And, well, it's not an easy passage to the grand final, but an easier passage than most of their opposition. O'Brien. Back to Buckley. Quick kick. Shawball to Barry. Craig Bolton. And Adam Goods will pick it up quite casually at half-back.
Rocker taking a long time to pick himself up. Back off the ball. Goods to Creswell. Swans have got to move it very quickly. O'Keefe. McGough arriving. Has scarcely touched it tonight. Rocker stunned, I think. Copping one high from Craig Bolton's hip.
Yeah.
Swans ball out on that impossible angle from where Michael O'Loughlin threaded one. It's in pretty good hands. The former Magpie, Paul Williams, misses by a lot. Misses everything. And the margin remains at 18 points. Collingwood are home and well and truly hosed.
Adam Goods coming off, and I think that's the final admission that the game is gone by the Swans. Anthony Rocker coming off.
Well, Woden to do the kicking in. 31 minutes have now expired. The big leap was by Tarrant. And it'll be a free kick to Sydney. Over 72,000 people here tonight. Smashed the old record for the biggest crowd ever outside Victoria. And the biggest drawing match this year was Anzac Day, Collingwood Essendon. And they've beaten that tonight, Telstra Stadium, by a healthy 10,000. So a successful night everywhere, except on the scoreboard for the Swans.
They've been brave, Sydney. They got absolutely blown away early, but they've stuck at it. And at the same time, you've got to take your head off to Collingwood. They are a well-drilled, well-organised side who play for each other.
Fraser got the knock. Davis overran it, picked up by O'Brien. Back inside 50, go the Maggies. Barry looks tired. Stop it off the ground by Williams. Throw in the forward pocket. "52 minutes. This last quarter is gone. The only seconds left. Jude Bolton.
Tried hard, Jude Bolton. A couple of his efforts in the last quarter were quite inspirational. That's his 26th disposal.
Just looking at next week too, Rob. Melbourne host Sydney at the MCG.
Yes, and you'd expect Sydney to win that one. Melbourne on the road again this weekend, going over to Perth after last week being in Adelaide.
That's on Saturday afternoon. Collingwood, as we said, play Essendon Friday night at the MCG. Barry Hall, wastes no time, looks for O'Loughlin. Woden got back to lend support. McGough to Holland, and his kick's good. It finds Lucuria to Reshaw. Good kick to half forward. O'Bree's continued running into the pocket. Second spot on the AFL ladder with a week to go. Points to final margin. And they set it up in the opening quarter, and despite a brave Sydney fight back, the Maggies have managed to hang on for an excellent win at Telstra Stadium. So the Magpies scored their 14th win of the season. The Swans still well and truly in with the ability to have the double chance. So they're out of the hunt by a long way. And they've got to beat Melbourne next week at the MCG.
They just let the game get away from them in the first 20 minutes, Sydney. And I think that Mick Malthouse coached particularly well the way that he had a couple of players go out of the side and a couple come in who really benefited.
Jared Waitley.
Josh Fraser, huge win in the context of your season.
Yeah, it was. We've had a tough month, but we've had a tough couple of weeks, so it's good to come up here and get a win.
And big blokes aren't supposed to be able to play in these conditions.
Oh, mate, I didn't have a great night. Glenn Goodsey took the honours tonight, but as I said, it's good to have a win, and this will give us some confidence.
You do play good wet weather football, the side.
Yeah, we do. I mean, we've had a bit of experience in it. I think we've had a few wet games this year and certainly last year, so yeah, it all goes well for us.
Your fate's in your own hands now. You've moved to second tonight.
Certainly is. It's up to us then.
Well on you, Joshua.
Pretty low-key.
Yes, and I think Mick Malthouse would be pretty happy to see his players take it that way. Oh, look, they're on a mission, and that is to win a premiership. So this is another step, and a big step towards achieving that this year.
Who are the stars in your mind, Robert?
Look, I thought that players at ground level were really good for Collingwood. Players like Lucuria, O'Bree, Woden, Didak, they're four smaller-sized players who got in and under. Nathan Buckley's second half was pretty good, but you'd have to say Brett Kirk took the honours. I thought that Tarrant and Rocker in wet conditions were really productive forwards. They gave a contest, kicked a few goals. We saw Anthony Rocker kick probably the goal of the game. And the Collingwood backline was rock solid. Shane Wakelin did a very good job on Barry Hall. Clement, he really did have to battle to keep control of O'Loughlin, but he did. And then the runners like Loney and Shaw, they all did their bit. Johnson is a player who I've got enormous respect for, the way that he's playing his football.
Let's look at the leading possession getters for Collingwood. 27 disposals to Lucuria, 21 each to O'Bree, Woden and Didak, and 19 to Scotland, who also kicked 3 crucial goals. For Sydney, 29 to Matthews, 28 to Goods, and 27 to Jude Bolton. Final score again here at Telstra Stadium. Collingwood 99 defeated Sydney 81.
Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, we now go to
So let's check the final score from the other match played tonight. Brisbane hosted Geelong at the Gabba. And here's the final score in the end. A pretty good win to the Brisbane Lions, Robert. 19-9-123. Bradshaw kicked 6. Geelong 13-8-86. Steve Johnson, 6 goals for the Cats.
Yes, and at home they're always hard to beat. And Lee Matthews, he would have been a little bit disappointed with their form over the last 6 or 7 weeks. But he's got good players coming back into that team. Nigel Lappin's one. Chris Johnson another. And Leppich, of course, is such an important player to Brisbane. And here we see the captain and the coach stepping up on stage.
On behalf of the Collingwood Footy Club, I'd like to thank Sydney and all the fans for coming out. I think it's fabulous for AFL football to have 72,000 people come out in a state where it's not traditionally Australian rules, and I'm sure that you guys will just go from strength to strength behind your team. Looking forward to the finals, and we might see you again. Thanks very much.
So the Coventry Lockett Cup goes to Collingwood as we have a look at the ladder. And this is how it stands. Port Adelaide on top with 64. Collingwood outright second with 56. Brisbane up to third with 54. And then the double chance, Adelaide, Sydney, Essendon, Fremantle. All with that other, a chance to get that spot.
Collingwood facing Essendon to defend second. Brisbane have a pretty easy match against the Bulldogs next week. They're lurking.
It has been an enormous night at Telstra Stadium. The Magpies get the spoils and second spot, defeating the Swans by 18 points. Good night.
The AFL Premiership Season 2003 brought to you by Carlton, brewed since 1864. And our telecast sponsors, Carlton Draft, draft beer at its best. TAC, could you deal with the consequences? Wipe off 5. Big Pond, amazing broadband. And Ford New Falcon, can't get enough of this.